Awards and gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hi, Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
WWWOCA,
Your source for the #1 sports weekends, Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
We are the source, WOCA. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A tax mix-up causing issues with healthcare.gov. Wrong info was given to thousands who enrolled on the site, but some good news for those facing penalties for not signing up.
The agency in charge of healthcare.gov is announcing a grace period. Some uninsured Americans who rely on the federal marketplace, not those run by states, will have between March 15th and April 30th to enroll in a subsidized plan and avoid tax penalties.
Fox Radio's Jared Alpern. The U.S. taking another swipe at Russia for violating a ceasefire in Ukraine. The State Department's Jen Psaki.
As the evidence mounts in photos and videos of the enormous human toll Russia and the separatists have inflicted upon the Ukrainian people, we call upon Russia to honor its commitments immediately.
Isolated fighting's been reported despite the start of the supposed ceasefire last Sunday. A deal with its lenders on extending Greece's bailout, giving Wall Street a late boost, the Dow up more than 100 points. Fox News. We report, you decide.
It is time to refresh and renew for 2015 at thecompanystore.com. Our semi-annual white sale is going on now. From our famous lacrosse down comforters and pillows to the finest quality sheets, towels, and bedding basics, receive 20% off your entire order, free shipping, and up to 70% off clearance items when you enter code RADIO15. That's RADIO15 for up to 70% off and free shipping. Thecompanystore.com, where quality has been known for generations. Thecompanystore.com. We're all about comfort.
What's the secret to great business trips? Choice Hotels, where you'll find everything a business traveler needs, like a generous rewards program. And right now, choose Choice twice for 2 separate trips and get a night at no price. Stay for business at Choice Hotels and book now at choicehotels.com. Great endings begin here. Free night based on an 8,000-point Choice Privileges Reward night at over 1,500 hotels. Valid 2/19/15 through 4/22/15. Requires registration and 2 separate qualifying stays. Other terms and conditions apply. Details at choicehotels.com.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Welcome to hour number 2 of The Voice of Ocala. It is Tuesday, which means it's the restaurant and food show. Our weekly co-host, Dave Del Rio, in the house. Patrice Perron of La Cuisine. Dave Del Rio, of course, chef at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Patrice Perron from La Cuisine in downtown Ocala. And a special guest in the studio today, rock star extraordinaire, Rondo Fernandez. Hi, guys. It's all guy show today. How's everybody doing?
Show, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Susan's over here.
Well,
Susan's over here. How's everybody doing?
Doing awesome, my man.
Rondo, let's go ahead and get it out there. There's a video of you on Facebook living the dream. Tell me about finally clicking something off your bucket list, singing in Memphis.
Oh, that was awesome. I've always wanted to sing in Memphis. I've been a big blues guy, and to get up and sing at the Rum Boogie was awesome, especially with all the talent that was before it and after me, and having to sing in front of all those guys. 'Cause it was right when the big blues competition was there, so all the big names in blues were there, kind of watching, and I just closed my eyes and did the best I could.
Rum Boogie, big place for the blues.
Yes, sir.
People that don't know the blues, Rum Boogie is like the same as the Bluebird for country music in Nashville.
Yeah, it is. The BB Kings gets all the press, but really the Rum Boogie is the place for the blues.
Right. So I'm glad he kicked it off his bucket list.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't have the nerve to do that. I'm sorry. I can do a lot of things, but that's not one thing I would do.
If you see the video, it's a great video, but you can see his hands in his pocket, his eyes are closed.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find it tonight.
It's a pose. Yeah, Elvis had his pose. I got my pose.
Right.
In the pocket.
By the end of the song, he had loosened up and he was having a good time. But originally, I bet there was a little butterflies going on.
A little tight, huh?
I mean, like I said, it was the best of the best. They're there for that weekend. That was their big kind of all-star jam. And I just kind of wiggled my way in and then to get on the stage. And I could, having all the talent there really made me want to turn up and let loose.
Well, good job. I hadn't been able to, I hadn't seen you since I saw that video, so good job.
Sure.
Gentlemen, Patrice, Dave, big weekend last weekend. So big that we didn't have the restaurant and food show. Y'all were so busy we couldn't even have the show last week.
My goodness.
Are we glad Valentine's Day is past?
You know what? We had a lot of fun. It went really, really well. We had a lot of happy people, and it was. But yeah, I'm kind of glad. It was a very, very long weekend. I'm sure you guys can attest to that.
I think we made it, and I think this year it was absolutely incredible. And I would like to have this opportunity to thank the Ocala community for the support for local business. That's crazy because we were fully booked from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday. This is really, really quiet in the downtown, and even yesterday night. That's absolutely marvelous, and I can. Thanks everybody, to support.
Rondo.
That's the big thing for me is, just like he said, was, when people spend special times like Valentine's with the restaurant, that's what makes it worth owning a restaurant, and that's just awesome. When somebody wants to come in and take that time and pick you for their special place, I wish we could have Valentine's every weekend though, because we had record numbers this weekend. That was awesome.
The funniest thing I saw over the weekend, though, over the Valentine's weekend, and I don't know if you saw this or not, we have these in Georgia, where I'm from, we have them two to an exit. They're like, you know how we have CVS and Walgreens on every corner here? In Georgia, that's the Waffle House battle. There's one on every corner. Any interstate you get off of, there's a Waffle House on the southbound side and on the northbound side. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Waffle House, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of last week, you can have candlelight dinner.
Oh, my goodness.
For Valentine's at Waffle House. They had the
T-bone steak, right?
They had the champagne for you. No, you get any menu item.
All right, okay.
Had the champagne for you. Because let's be honest, nothing says I love you, honey, like a candlelight dinner at Waffle House.
I wish I'd have known that. That's what we would have been. You know that? 2 o'clock in the morning, Waffle House.
Covered, baby.
There you go. I'm telling you.
Smothered, covered, and chunk, baby. That's all I'm saying. Now, Patrice, have you ever eaten at a Waffle House?
I went one time because my kiddos wants to go there.
Get a waffle.
And to get a waffle. And I didn't take that. I think I test this what they call, I don't know if it's the whole star menu, and you got everything on the plate. And
every picture.
Just to try everything, and there we go. I just went one time.
You know what, though? I'm going to say something serious about this, though. You know, they're cooks. I respect their cooks.
Oh, short order cooks. Those guys.
Extremely talented.
To be able to have those ladies, call those orders to you, and to hear it all, not write it down, dropping all that stuff on the grill at one time, and making it to order. Short order cooks. There's an art to being a chef. But there's also some sort of an art to being a short order cook.
Oh no, that's definitely an art. Those guys are I've seen some people there, and even when I was hiring, if I ever had somebody come in from a Waffle House, I already knew what position I was going to put them in, because they are so good at listening and multitasking that I know what position I was going to put them in on my line.
Especially 3 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, because there's a lot of there's a lot of distractions.
Highly appreciated, my friend.
There's a lot of distractions going on at a Waffle House at 3 in the morning. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yes,
that's all I'm going to say about that.
They're open in 3 hours?
They're open 24
hours a day.
All night.
There are Waffle Houses in Atlanta that do not have locks installed on the doors.
Really?
Because there's no reason.
Yeah, no reason.
The one at I-285, Waffle House 500.
They save money.
Where yours truly trained as a short order cook at 18 years old, has no locks on the doors.
Wow.
It's the busiest Waffle House in the chain. Wow. And it has no locks on the door, and you can go there at 3 in the afternoon or 3 in the morning, and there's a 15-minute wait at all times, because it's right next to the Chevrolet car plant that's right there in Doraville, Georgia. So no matter what time of day it is, it's packed.
That's awesome.
But hey, candlelight dinner.
Candlelight dinner.
That to me was my funniest thing on Valentine's. So I'm glad everybody had a great Valentine's, and it just shows that the community of Ocala will come out and support local independent businesses, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
it does.
Oh yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I think we had so many phone calls, and I really want to apologize, because we have so many regulars, and they call at the last minute, and you can't say yes because you are already fully booked. And the thing is, maybe next year I'm going to rate a big place with 300 table, and I'm going to say yes to everybody and make like a catering. Because it's sad when people come they are very loyal, and they come almost every month, and for this special day you have to tell them no, because I had some reservation. They start to take reservation in December.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
2 months. Well, if you
and I have a small place. So.
Well, next year, if you want to rent an elegant place that'll hold a bunch of people, I know a guy that has an upstairs banquet area that he'd be more than willing to talk to you about renting it out. I know a guy.
50 seats, buddy.
I know a guy's got a 250-seat upstairs banquet that's really elegant.
And one heck of a banquet kitchen, man. You can do anything you want to do in.
That's the.
Where is that?
Ocala National.
At Ocala National. Dave, you and Patrice, if you two took a tour of the kitchen he has at Ocala National, it literally is a chef's dream.
You have to do that sometime.
Really?
Oh, it's an amazing kitchen.
Yes, sir.
An amazing kitchen.
Have you worked there?
Yeah, we do. We have a regular Mojo's menu there, and then we also have a higher end to it's pretty cool because like I put on Facebook earlier, it's the only place I know in town where you can get chicken wings, a Cuban sandwich, and a filet Oscar. And a lump crab cake, and we have the people that want the regular type Mojo's food, but also out there, you also have people that want to turn it up a notch, and we're trying to get them in. All the people from Hits, and sometimes they want a little upscale menu on Friday and Saturday. So
sure.
We've been able to offer it all, and which is a good thing.
We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk about where do you go as restaurants now? What's the next big event? Now that Valentine's is out of the way, what's the next big event that restaurants key in on? Plus, we're going to talk about items not on a menu. Are there such things as items that you can get at a restaurant that aren't on a menu? And later, we'll talk about our food experiences we've all had, plus customer service. Where does it end, and where do you have to draw the line at saying a customer may be out of line? We'll talk about those coming up on the Restaurant and Food Show, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account, plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
My name is Bo Briggs. I'm a sixth-generation Ocalan. I practice law with my father at the Briggs Law Firm. Over the years, we've seen many changes to Ocala and many changes in our profession. What has not changed is our commitment to our clients. You will speak with and get to know your attorney. That will never change. A lawyer will personally handle your case, not a paralegal. So if you've been injured in an accident and would appreciate personal attention, you can reach us at 671-4600 or learn more at thebriggslawfirm.com.
Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner & Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner & Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner & Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
A show of contempt would be to say, what kind of an idiot can't even cook a simple dinner? That single behavior is so powerful it can be used to predict divorce with 93% accuracy.
Here's another way to get back to sleep, and Connie uses this. Listen to white noise. You can try an app like Sleep Maker Rain, which is free for iPhone and Android. The new normal is to get a last-minute text at, say, 9 o'clock on a Saturday saying, hey, want to go see a band?
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
WWOCA,
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source. WOCA.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Tuesday. That means it's Restaurant and Food Show. Dave Del Rio of Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. He's here along with Patrice. I always want to say Elodie and Patrice because you're such a matched pair. Patrice,
my wife, she's sick today.
She's sick. Well, I hope she gets better.
Tired. She's so tired.
Well, you work her to the bone. You just
we're working 7 days a week. We don't even have a day off together.
I mean, she's got to take care of you. She takes care of the kids. She takes care of the restaurant. All you do is sit in the back and cook. I mean, come on. Yeah. Patrice Perron's here, and then our special guest, Rondo Fernandez of Mojo's Grill and Heart and Soul. Guys, I went and ate at Heart and Soul today. By the way, Buddy, we talked about Heart and Soul with Buddy here 3 weeks ago. How's Heart and Soul doing? I know you had put a call out to Ocala to help you make a decision on yay or nay on Heart and Soul.
Yeah, Heart and Soul is it's since I've done that, it's doing great. It's been something that I've been praying on. For you guys that know what Heart and Soul is, it's been it's kind of my mission work to give back to the community. It's a faith-based restaurant. We pray every day with the employees. We bless the food, pray with our people that come in, and it's just something that I kind of want to do to honor God, and serve great Southern food. It's that heartwarming food.
Great Southern food.
And but I've really we were taking kids and we were teaching them culinary business, and out of the original 12, we still have 4, and then 4 have current jobs. So we've changed 4 lives, by doing Heart and Soul, but it's never really made money. It's coming close to breaking even a couple times, and it's really something that I feel passionate about. But it's also something that I really need to concentrate on Mojo's. I've been blessed to have Mojo's, and so we're kind of on that crossroads. Do you continue with doing something you really aren't prepared to do right now, or do you shut it down and bring all the kids over to Mojo's and continue your mission work through Mojo's? And so that's where we're kind of at. If I get it to break even, that'd be great. But I'm not at a position right now to kind of funnel money there, and so it's something I want to do. Just not sure if it's the right time or not. But the community support's been awesome. We've had a line out the door these last 2-3 weeks. So it's really been turning around.
Well, I eat there. I try to eat there at least once every 7, 8 days, 10 days, not because I'm trying to give you money. It's because it reminds me of home.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm South Georgia. It is the epitome of South Georgia food, or North Florida food, or Alabama food, or Louisiana food, however you want to say it, because it's Southern through and through. Today, I had the turkey and dressing with the lima beans and the collard greens, and somebody put peach cobbler up there, and fat guys can't walk away from peach cobbler. So.
Impossible.
And it's the best fried chicken in all of Marion County. I'll put our fried chicken up against anybody.
Oh, Dave, you heard that, didn't you?
I heard that.
You heard that, didn't you, Dave? You heard that.
Fried chicken is
Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grills in the county now. Calm down.
I got you. Worst comes to worst, man. It's 2 fat guys and 2 buckets of fried chicken. We can't go back.
You really can't go wrong there, can you?
Exactly right.
You get a couple buttermilk biscuits and mashed potatoes, you're in good shape.
Bring a bottle of hot sauce, and I'd gladly take the loss.
We'll go at it.
But I was there today, and I was talking to Rondo's brother Louie, who runs Heart and Soul for Rondo, and I said, "Boy, I'd like to see," because they had smothered pork chops on the bar today, and I said, I don't eat things with bones in them, but the smothered with the onions and the brown gravy. And I said, how about every now and then country fried steak? Louie said, you can get country fried steak every day. What? You mean it's a menu item that's not on the menu? And it brought the question up, are there items you can get in most restaurants that aren't on the menu if you know to ask for them? Dave, are there things at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill, if you know to ask for them, you could get that aren't on the menu?
Well, I mean, we can make adjustments to certain items, but as I think about it, I don't really know that there's something that's totally different that you can order that if you know.
So I couldn't come in and say I want some egg foo young and you'd make it for me?
Probably not, But we can adjust a lot of different things, and we do creations like that for people. Put green beans instead of the pasta, and with different sauces and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But we do whatever we can like that.
Patricia, now can you come in? Are there off menu items you can order from you?
Yeah, if we have it, of course. This is maybe the positive things of a small restaurant. We are pretty much flexible. Can I say that? Flexible. And the thing is, we have a regular menu, but we also have a lot of special, because we have a lot of regulars people. So they want to try something always new. And when I talk with the people, they ask me, maybe next time I would like to have a veal, or I would like to have a venison, or I would like to have a duck, or a rack of lamb from Colorado. We are always trying to work local, of course. We definitely we can do that. We are not like a big chain restaurant, or where everything is already forecast in advance and everything, and of course we like to share.
Now, Rondo, I know that at Heart and Soul, Louis said that you can get stuff like that, but it's not something that in the middle of a rush you got people out the door. It's not everybody can't get country fried steak. But at Mojo's, now I know you have daily specials at Mojo's that you blast out on Facebook. Is that something that do you have other off menu items like that, or is it pretty much just a special of the day?
And what's cool and what I think is special about us is we really allow our employees to make specials up. Sometimes you'll have a cook that he likes to eat something a certain way, or a server that likes to eat something a certain way. Next thing you know, you find them promoting that kind of item that they made up to their customers. And next thing you know, the customers start calling for it. Like slap your mama sauce. I mean,
that was complete creation.
Yeah. That was an employee that came up with that sauce. I don't even know how to make it. I don't even personally like it.
But I love it.
It's one of our number one selling sauces. But people started coming in and go, "Hey, I'll take slap your mama." And I'm like, "What do you mean slap your mama?" And so, but there's a ton of different specials that are either our employees come up with or our customers come up with that have become off the menu items that people ask for, and that's cool. We think of our customers as family, and when they can come in and just ask me to make it this, and we try. If I got to run across you to Bravo's, I'll get it for you.
There is one item, guys, that it doesn't get made very often at Mojo's, and it's really, you have to know who to ask to get it made, Greg Mascaro. You have to know who to ask. But you like empanadas, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You like empanadas. Mojo's makes a great empanada. But there's this one empanada that can be made at Mojo's. They take the empanada casing and they put the blackberry jelly or raspberry jelly,
peanut butter
in the casing.
He talks about this
powdered
like
sugar.
every other week.
Then they fry it, then they put the powdered sugar on there.
Yep.
You don't get it. I hadn't seen it in over a year as a special.
It's just we use it as a dessert sometimes. A little tip: let it cool down for you.
Let it go. Yeah, don't bite into it hot because it'll eat you up.
It'll get you for sure.
And that was created on a Monday night, on a trivia night at the Pine Avenue store where Heart and Soul is now. Brought out, and somebody said, "Try this, see what you like." And a past bartender of yours and myself bit into it, and he looked at us and said, "Well, if two fat guys like it, it must be pretty good."
Yeah, well, obviously the moral of the story is my employees have too much time on their hands.
Yeah, obviously.
You see where we're going with it.
Obviously. So, but then yes and no. There are sometimes items that you can have made that aren't on the menu, and there are variations that can be made to items on the menu without it being like a secret menu. Have you ever heard of any restaurants that actually have a secret menu, though?
I was talking about that earlier. Yeah, there's in Tampa, I don't know if they do it here, but in Tampa, the Yummy House in Tampa has a secret, for 3 for $20 menu, something like that? But you have to ask for the menu. You have to know about it. And they actually have a menu. They bring it out, and they have these different items on this menu. It's wonderful.
It's
Why?
like
Why
Animal
it's secret?
House.
I don't know why, but
it's like Animal House, secret double probation.
Secret, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Well, I want to talk to y'all after we come back from the break about customer service, because it's something that drives the restaurant industry. Great customer service, bad customer service, average customer service can be the difference between a full restaurant, an empty restaurant, people coming back, people talking up your restaurant good. Customer service is very important. But then where do you draw the line at ending your customer service and saying a customer has gone too far? Because I was in the industry for a long time, and it's a very fine line between how far you go to give great customer service and customers that want sometimes too much when it comes to customer service. So if y'all think about some comments on that, we'll talk about that when we come back for break. It is the Restaurant and Food Show. Dave Del Rio, the chef from Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grills here. It's his only, it's the 2 hours a week you get out of the store.
Pretty much.
It's the 2 hours. Rondo Fernandez of Heart and Soul and Mojo's Grill and Catering Company, who just was told to smile at the camera. So he did, Becky. Oh, it's your wife. Oh, I ain't messing with Toby. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Got it. And Patrice Perron of La Cuisine. We'll be back with them coming up. More Restaurant and Food Show right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com. Member FDIC.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A tax mix-up causing issues with healthcare.gov. Wrong info was given to thousands who enrolled on the site, but some good news for those facing penalties for not signing up.
The agency in charge of healthcare.gov is announcing a grace period. Some uninsured Americans who rely on the federal marketplace, not those run by states, will have between March 15th and April 30th to enroll in a subsidized plan and avoid tax penalties.
Fox Radio's Jared Alpern. The U.S. taking another swipe at Russia for violating a ceasefire in Ukraine. 9, the State Department's Jen Psaki.
As the evidence mounts in photos and videos of the enormous human toll Russia and the separatists have inflicted upon the Ukrainian people, we call upon Russia to honor its commitments immediately.
Isolated fighting's been reported despite the start of the supposed ceasefire last Sunday. A deal with its lenders on extending Greece's bailout, giving Wall Street a late boost, the Dow up more than 100 points. Fox News. We report, you decide.
It is time to refresh and renew for 2015 at thecompanystore.com. Our semi-annual white sale is going on now. From our famous lacrosse down comforters and pillows to the finest quality sheets, towels, and bedding basics. Receive 20% off your entire order, free shipping, and up to 70% off clearance items when you enter code RADIO15. That's RADIO15 for up to 70% off and free shipping. Thecompanystore.com, where quality has been known for generations. Thecompanystore.com. We're all about comfort.
What's the secret to great business trips? Choice Hotels, where you'll find everything a business traveler needs, like a generous rewards program. And right now, choose Choice twice for 2 separate trips and get a night at no price. Stay for business at Choice Hotels and book now at choicehotels.com. Great endings begin here. Free night based on an 8,000-point Choice Privileges Reward night at over 1,500 hotels. Valid 2/19/15 through 4/22/15. Requires registration and 2 separate qualifying stays. Other terms and conditions apply. Details at choicehotels.com.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome back to the Restaurant and Food Show on the Voice of Ocala on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. This weather note, after the rain passes through, the cold front will come in. The coldest days of the season will be tomorrow and Thursday night. Thursday, they're talking about mid to low 20s. Somebody needs to get with Mother Nature's folks that make these decisions and tell them it's you're contractually obligated for winter to end January 31st in this area.
That's cold.
Starts January 1st, ends January 31st. I think it's it's in the contract. Winter can only last 31 days.
I'm good with that.
I'm looking for Punxsutawney Phil right now. I got a rifle with a bullet with his name on it. I ain't kidding you.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
It's a Restaurant and Food Show. Chef Dave Del Rio of Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Patrice Perron, the chef and proprietor of La Cuisine, and the owner, and at one time, the man who rocked the red, white, and blue sweatband as the head cook of Mojo's Grill and Catering Company. Rondo Fernandez joins us. Yeah, dude, don't think I got pictures of the red, white, and blue headband, pal.
I miss those days.
You know, that's the thing with restaurants. And you guys, Patrice, I think that's probably the draw of you having the small restaurant. And Dave, I know you do this on a regular basis. Sometimes people can forget the fun of being in restaurants is just interacting with your customers.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but I do. I love going out there visiting with the people. Oh, yeah. And I'm in awe when people wait, as long as they wait, and then compliment me on the food, and it's like I get humbled by that, for real.
Patrice, you see the same experience?
Yeah, that's the same. I'm trying because this is my passion to cook, and I'm still working in a kitchen 2 or 3 days per week. But I really love to work also in a front room and to talk with the people. And sometimes they have a question and they are waiting some explanation and story because we are different. We are doing something different. And if you explain them, they are really happy about that, to share the culture. And
Rondo, same experience.
It's also a kind of service.
Rondo, same experience with you?
Sorry, man, I was dozing off just listening to his accent. That's cool. The way he said Colorado earlier, I was like, man, Colorado. I was like,
yeah. I'm going to take that.
I'm kind of jealous. But, no, you know what, man? My customers, I don't even really call them customers. I mean, they're just like my family to me, and it's something I miss, being out as much as possible. And that's something I'm refocusing on. It's being in the dining rooms constantly and making it fun and singing and, kind of stuff that brought me here.
Right.
I got away from it a little bit, dealing with a lot of the trying to grow too fast or try to do too much. And I really, that's like I said, I miss those days of having a headband on and cooking every day and talking to people, and we've been so blessed to have so much growth, and it's hard to not let the everyday life or the growth keep you away from what brought you here. And that's, to me, if you bought even so much as iced tea from Mojo's, I'm so grateful, and now I just want to get back to my roots and talk to people and things like that.
Full disclosure, I get a paycheck from Rondo. 2 nights a week, I host trivia at 2 of his establishments. So I have a little better perspective on the family atmosphere. I'm not a hourly employee, but I've been invited to every employee party I've been invited to because I'm one of the family. But I was so happy that 2 weeks ago when I walked into Heart and Soul, and I hadn't told you this till right now, you looked happier than I'd seen you. Well, don't get me wrong, you're always in a good mood and happy every time I see you, but you looked like you were thoroughly enjoying yourself working the line at Heart and Soul.
He was in his element.
It was. That's exactly what it was. It reminded me of when you were downtown, when Mojo's was in the little restaurant downtown. You had that smile on your face, you were working a room, and I thought that was a perfect spot for you.
Yeah, it's something I severely missed, and that's kind of the reason why I'm bringing it all back, slowing down. And just kind of, I just missed it so much, and I kind of got disappointed in myself for letting that go.
Although I did talk to your brother today.
Yes, sir.
And he said that he's doing everything in his power to make people say, "There goes Louis' brother Rondo," instead of the other way around.
Look at the numbers at Heart and Soul. Mine have been better when I'm online than when he's online. So, proof's in the pudding, big dog.
All right, so Valentine's Day's gone, passed us by. Great weekends for everybody. What's the next big thing, Dave Del Rio, you're focusing on at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill?
Well, we got a lot going on over the weekends, but the next big holiday you're talking about is St. Patty's Day. That's going to be fun. We're going to have a blowout. We're going to have a big blowout there. Savannah's a great place to go to.
Oh, it is.
But we're going to have a lot of fun on St. Patty's Day. But that's our next big holiday.
Patrice, what's your next big holiday?
We have a couple of big events very, very soon because we are also working with HITS, but definitely this is St. Patrick's Day, and we have a lot of fun in the kitchen because this is more like an Irish traditional party, and every year we are doing like a beer pairing with Irish food. So we are cooking with stout, beef stew stout, and we are making a green souffle, and it's kind of fun, yeah.
It's a fun day for you.
And we are putting Irish music in a French restaurant. That's
Rondo, I have a feeling the next big holiday for you may be today.
It's 2 nights. Obviously, we try to take every advantage of any kind of a big deal coming on. You know, Cuban American, we look for reasons to have parties. You know,
well, of course.
Obviously, Mardi Gras. We're doing a big Fat Tuesday party at all the locations, the 2 Mojo locations. Or 3 Mojo locations, sorry.
Yeah, there's 3 now.
It's not hard.
Bellevue, Ocala National, and 200.
We're going to be, tossing up the hurricanes. We got all-you-can-eat crawfish. National's doing all-you-can-eat crab legs and shrimp etouffee and po' boys. And it's just fun. My employees love doing something different. They get to dress up. They all got face paint and there's beads everywhere. And it's just fun to get out of the everyday. And every time we look for a reason to get out of that rut, we jump all over it.
If there's a time to have a party, Mojo's is going to have it for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And that's why it says sense of humor. If you don't have one, don't come in. Seriously.
And St. Patty's Day, we're doing a big blowout. And lucky for us, we're a huge wedding caterer, and we have so many weddings coming up. Wow. So this is a great time of year. It's a blessed time.
Now, with St. Patrick's Day, then y'all look right down the road to Easter and Mother's Day. I mean, right now in the springtime, there's something about every 3 or 4 weeks for the restaurant industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually for us, it's every weekend now.
Right, because you got beach volleyball tournaments coming up.
Pro beach volleyball this weekend. Then next Friday night we have Tip-A-Cop, which is
what's that?
So
They're asleep out in the field. You get to run over and push them over.
I don't know if I'd say that out loud.
Eating donuts.
But no,
what do you mean?
They're going to actually they come in and on Friday night and they're waiters or waitresses.
Wow!
And all of the money that they collect, all of their tips, goes to the Special Olympics. It's so much fun. We did it last year. They raised a ton of money. The customers loved it, and it was a huge success.
Anybody I know working that night?
Will there
be a chief of police or a sheriff working?
I think there will be. As a matter of fact, I think there will be.
Oh, I may come out just for that.
Next Saturday, we have mud trucks. We have the big trucks going to be on the beach. They're not going to be tearing the beach up, but they're going to be out there. And this is, again, for another benefit. And you can come out and see all the big monster trucks and all that. It's going to be fun. So we always got something going. Every weekend we got something going on now.
Very good, very good. Patrice, I know you got to get out of here. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Everybody, it was really nice to meet you.
Now, Rondo, you got something that's very special in this area to you. Mm-hmm. And I know you've done it the last couple of years. Is the Blues Festival still a go here?
Yeah, we haven't picked a date yet. We didn't have one last year.
I know we didn't have one. We missed it. But
just to being so busy. But we will do one this year. We haven't locked down a date or location yet. Talking about maybe doing it downtown on the Citizen Circle. Talking about several different venues to have it at, maybe Silver Springs. But it's our big charity of the year. It's raised probably about $30,000 to give away to people, and I get to do what I love, man. I get to cook and sing the blues.
And sing the blues at the same time.
That's fine.
And if you do it on Citizen Circle, you can stick Louis in the truck, and you know where he's at.
And ask him for a percentage.
There you go. Hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to get around to that customer service question. We've been avoiding it, but I'm going to get around to that. And then I'll ask you if you had any recent food experiences as you want to share with us. We'll talk about that next on the Restaurant and Food Show, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name. If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Where did you sit when the dust settled?
Richard Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall.
Where did you sit when the tempers flared?
And now it appears we may have a fist fight. Drivers and helmets.
Or when standing ovation took on a whole new meaning?
All the pit crews out on pit lane to salute Dale Earnhardt, who is...
Well, from where we sit, this Daytona 500 is the chance of a lifetime. Because this is your final opportunity to experience the great American race from some of the classic seats that have witnessed some of the most famous moments in racing history. And it's your first chance to say hello to the future in all new grandstands where fans will bear witness to all the legendary moments yet to come. So where will you sit this February 22nd? Don't miss your one and only chance to experience Daytona at a unique moment in history. The Daytona 500, Sunday, February 22nd. To guarantee your seats, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit Daytona500.com.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome back. Wrapping up hour number 2, the Restaurant and Food Show. With questions about customer service. And I know customer service is paramount to a great experience at a restaurant. That's what everybody, your servers, your hostess, everybody catering to the customer and making sure the customer has the best experience possible is what makes restaurants successful. Am I correct there?
Oh, yeah. That's part of it, yeah.
Right.
Big part of it.
But every now and then, well, let me ask it this way. Is there ever a time, though, where you have to stop giving customer service and just tell the customer, we've done everything we can do?
You want me to answer that one?
You take that one.
I am a huge believer in customer service. And we go over, like I said earlier, I'll run the Bravos for somebody if I had time to make sure they have what they need. We take care of them from walking them out to the car with umbrellas to like I said, they're family to us, and we'll bend over backwards for you. The only time that we won't bend over the backwards for you and that the customer's not always right is when you don't treat one of my employees with respect. So if unfortunately, it happens where somebody will start maybe using bad language towards one of my employees, or raising your voice, or when you start acting like that, that's when I stop. That's when I say we've done all we can for you. But as long as you act in a civil manner, we're not perfect. We mess things up on a daily basis. But as long as you act in a civil manner, we'll bend over backwards and make it right for you. And if you start cussing and not acting respectful, then that's when we break ties with you.
Yeah, and I completely agree. That's the same with us. I mean, we do the same thing. We walk people out to their cars with their umbrellas. We do all of that. We try to give everybody a great experience, at Eaton's Beach. but there is a line. Touch an employee, speak disrespectfully, any of those, just like Rondo was saying, and that's where I draw the line.
So treat each other how you want to be treated, and you'll be treated. With respect, you get respect. With disrespect, you get told you need to go now.
But you know what? It's also I really can't remember the last time we had an issue like that. I mean, we've had some people get a little upset, and usually we can calm them down and take care of the situation and all that, but I really can't remember the last time I was put into a situation of what we're just talking about. You know,
last
to that
week
negative.
For me. And unfortunately, it happens at a location. Usually, you know, if you serve alcohol in, and it's usually
they may have had one.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe you never know. You know, sometimes you don't know what they had before they came in, or what's happened. But yeah, as soon as you say a cuss word in our conversation, I usually stop listening to you. You know, and that happens, unfortunately. You know, and you know, 9 times out of 10, sometimes that guy will come back and apologize or realize he was wrong, and we'll wind up making it right for him anyway. So, you know, but just at that time, once you cuss, and that night, that point in time, it's over.
We'll talk about it on another time, but that time we're done discussing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, we got about 2 minutes left, Dave. You and Susan over the 2 week, because I know you had Valentine's Day or anything, but you have any chance to get out and about and have a food experience?
Actually, I did. And I'm going to reinforce something that you said. I went to La Hacienda.
Oh,
and let me tell you something.
That's good stuff, brother.
The Mexican place. You know, the first thing I noticed when I walked in there, it was full, and probably 75% of the clientele was Hispanic.
Yeah.
That's my first sign. It's just like when I went to Yummy House. You know what I mean? But I went in there. If you want some authentic Mexican food,
that's good.
That's the place. The service was good. The food was dynamite. I just thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. And they even made a little mistake on our on my order. And the server, she was so apologetic. It was so sincere that you know, of course I don't get mad anyway, but it was so sincere. I was like, she really wanted to make it right, and the food was great. So that was my experience, and we'll definitely be back.
Look at how many people Elodie and Patrice have turned on to La Hacienda just on this restaurant food show.
You're right.
Rondo, have you had a food experience in the last couple of weeks you'd like to tell everybody about?
I know wrapping up. This weekend's my 2nd year anniversary. And
you better make her. Yeah,
I married my best friend. I love you more than words can say. And we spent our first anniversary at Eaton's Beach.
That's right.
Wonderful time.
I remember that.
But I just want to say that I love you. And but as far as restaurant experiences, man, I love to eat. Certain things. I love Italian food. I've been on a diet lately, so I haven't been eating out and about. But I, when I do go out, I do support local businesses for sure. Mike's Italian's really good. Brooklyn's is good.
Brooklyn's is really good.
And Tim's a great guy. Does a lot for the community.
That's where we're going when we leave here.
Brooklyn's. It's really good.
Actually, Sonny's does a lot for the community. I eat with Sonny's group sometimes. But I like supporting local places for sure.
Well, that's what this is about. Talking about local restaurants and food situations, supporting local restaurants. Go out and enjoy Dave Del Rio's fare at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Stop into La Cuisine. Elodie and Patrice will take care of you. Cindy Nicholson at Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse. And don't forget, always, Heart and Soul or Mojo's, one of the 3 locations, the 200, the Ocala National, or the Bellevue location. All of those, Rondo Fernandez does a great job. His staff does a great job out there. Guys, it's come to an end. Buddy will be back next week. The ice has got him. The storm's got him up in South Carolina. So he'll be back next week. I hope I was able to carry the torch well enough.
I think you did fine.
So thanks, Rondo, for stopping by. Thanks for joining us today. Dave, I'll see you next week. And
I'll be here.
Susan, as always, you bring something to the show that we as guys could never bring.
That's right.
Thank you for being here. Coming up next is Buddy Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Hi, this is Kevin McDonald, your local Allstate agent. To get your quote, please call us at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. My son Bo and I practice exclusively in the representation of accident victims. And we've been asked many times why we would support and sponsor the program Ask the Cops with Sheriff Blair and Chief Graham, who are in the world of criminal law enforcement. Well, these legal rights actually overlap. In civil law enforcement, we're in the business of recovering for victims of accidents that which has been taken away from them and holding the responsible party accountable. Both civil law and criminal law share those common goals. So we're all in the field of law enforcement, and for that reason, we're proud to sponsor Ask the Cops on the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin. So if your family or a friend needs help in an accident situation, feel free to contact us at our website, www.thebriggs Law Firm. We're located in the Ocala Historic District.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
This is
Southern Pigskin Tonight with host Buddy Martin on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to Southern Pigskin Tonight, where we make millions just talking nonsense about football. Okay, we may deserve millions, but we took a vow of poverty to do this job. In fact, at the end of this show, we're going to give everybody a refund, every penny you paid to get this program.
So nobody's getting anything.
You got it. I'm Buddy Martin along with Tom Schmitz here in the southernmost region of the Southern Pigskin Radio Network, our WOCA studios in beautiful Ocala. We have no scores of games, no more head coaches to be hired or fired that we know of, and really only a few more player stories about late commitments or 2016 commitments, although maybe a few transfers, dropouts, flunkouts, etc. will surface along the way.
Well, this is the time of the year coaches hate, Buddy, because they don't have players tethered to the program. Of course, there's off-season workouts and all that, but starting now through July, the temptations are certainly going to be prevalent.
They are prevalent. We wish them all luck, Tom, and meanwhile, we'll take this time to reflect back on last season, the recruiting roundup, take a look at that again, and occasionally peek around the corner at next season.
Yeah, this gives us a chance to talk about some things we don't usually talk about, buddy. Just like a bunch of guys sitting around a table and talking football. Wait a minute. We're actually going to have a football roundtable with our buddy Tom James today.
Bingo. Just some guys talking football about what it was like when they were growing up back in the good old days. We're also going to weigh in on some of college football's best fight songs and one of the most ludicrous suggestions I've ever heard involving one school who's already got an amazing song.
Yeah, one of the most historic and famous fight songs out there, buddy.
Can't believe it. Meanwhile, there's some good stories out there we'll get to, including one about Gatorade, the sort of miracle sports drink that was invented right there at University of Florida 50 years ago.
Yeah, there was some kind of ESPN story recently about that, I think.
Yes, there was, Tom. It was called Sweat Solution. The guy who co-produced that show was my friend Neil Amder. He was also the first sports writer to chronicle the Gatorade story 50 years ago for the Miami Herald. He's our guest in the next segment. And it wouldn't be Southern Pigskin Tonight without Terry Bradshaw. So we'll hear briefly from Terry in just a moment. Pure Terry Bradshaw gold. It'll be a long letter to open up his heyterrybradshaw@gmail.com mailbag. Right now, let's go up I-95 to the mothership in Brunswick and talk to the 3 and Out team, including hosts Kevin Thomas and B.J. Bennett. Kevin, Matt Osborne, and B.J. Bennett are heard weekdays on 790 AM and 103.7 FM in Brunswick, Georgia, 1400 AM and 104.3 FM in Savannah, Hilton Head, and 1350 in Blackshear, Waycross. Kevin and B.J., what do you guys think are the best and the worst fight songs in college football?
Thanks, buddy. Glad to be here with you on Southern Pigskin tonight once again. And, we're talking about college fight songs and some of the favorite ones. It's obviously a part of college football. And BJ, a part, I feel like, a lot of times in the era of stadium experience, and you got to play Zombie Nation 857 times, and, Jack White's with the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, getting everybody pumped up. You lose a little bit of the fight song. You don't hear it as much because you've got to have, 80,000-inch woofers, pumping, big time sound into the stadium. But college fight songs, to me, when you hear that band playing out, so it makes college football so fun. Makes it part of the game.
Yeah, the marching bands help set the tone. If you go to an NFL game, NFL games are great. I've been to a couple of different venues, but part of what makes the college scene what it is sure the students and the traditions, but included in that realm of the traditions, the marching band and the fight songs. And really good topic, fun to talk about. You and I, prior to the start of the show, were singing some in studio and trying to mix and match. Because what's crazy about the fight songs, you'll hear the fight song and you'll know the whole song. You hear the first couple of tunes, you know the whole song. But sometimes you're like, is that Auburn? Is that Georgia? Is that South Carolina? So it can be difficult to associate them. But the iconic ones, and everybody knows Michigan and Notre Dame and USC and all that stuff. But in the Deep South, my favorite by far, Georgia Tech. The Ramblin' Wreck, man. Does it get any better than that? I'm a hell of an engineer.
You don't even know the words.
I don't have to know the words. You don't. That's the beauty of the fight song. You can create your own words. It's just the harmony in the tune, right?
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
driving my car left to right, and I like to steer.
Obviously,
right?
Obviously, you got a lot of them that are very recognizable. Tennessee with Rocky Top every 5 minutes going on there as well. Of course, you've got the oldest rivalry in the Deep South, Georgia and Auburn, and them's fighting words if you say this, but come on, Auburn and Georgia fans, you have the same fight song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing.
And then you have like what 3 or 4 different variations of Tiger Rag that are exclusive to an LSU or a Clemson, and so it is neat to kind of see how they compare and contrast and this and that. But I just love Georgia Tech, the history, the tradition. The fight song kind of tells the story of obviously the school's engineering base, and gets a little jab in there at the arch rival UGA as well.
It's got a little bit of everything. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drink your whiskey clear, right?
Yep.
So big fan of the Ramblin' Wreck.
I will look at one just because it's peppy, and we stay in the South, but Clemson's is good. It's got a lot of movement to it. It's upbeat. It's some of them have like the old school like they were written in 1890.
Right.
Still kind of going for it, but fight songs to me are what make it. You have different kind of styles of fight songs, but to me, Clemson, and if you've been in a stadium, if you hear that fight song enough. And I'm not just talking about Clemson here, but if you hear those fight songs enough, you really start getting annoyed. And that usually means the team is doing very well. Like, why does everybody in the Pac-12 hate Fight On? Because you hear it like every 5 seconds.
Yeah, 2,000 times a game.
Yeah.
And, all right. Who's worse? And I know the war chant isn't Florida State's fight song, and the Gator Chomp is not Florida's fight song. But if you had to say most annoying, Kevin, for opposing fans, not for us, we love it all. Florida State, Florida, Tennessee.
I think without question, one I hear from everybody is Tennessee. They're like, hey, when you're beating Tennessee, it's not that bad. You don't hear it. But when Tennessee's rolling, you hear it every 5 seconds. Everybody's like, there's only so many times you can hear Rocky Top before you go insane. That's what I've heard from people. You can only hear it so many times, and then you're insane, certifiably.
Right, over and over again, 100,000 plus, all the orange, and they're singing about the mountain.
That's right.
And they're singing about the mountain again.
That's right.
Part of the tradition of college football, though. It's awesome.
And you will hear it about 10,000. I've had the pleasure of going to a game on in Knoxville on Rocky Top, if you will, and you will hear that song 400,000 times in one Saturday. It's incredible. But anyway, fight songs. We thought we'd go off the board a little bit here, buddy. It's in the off season of college football, and fight songs. A little less Zombie Nation, a little more marching band college fight songs in the stadium experience for us. Tone down the speakers, turn up the tubas. That's what we're trying to say here on the show. Back to you, buddy, here on Southern Pigskin tonight, all across the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, Tom, what's your favorite fight song besides the one at your favorite school, that one up there in Statesboro?
Dun, 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 dun. I mean, that's the only one I know, buddy. So what's your favorite fight song?
Well, I would say normally cheer for the orange and blue, but I can't use that one. So since I can't do that, I'm going to use, wait a minute, wave the blue, wave the white, hold the banner high. Oh, I'm sorry, that's your song. The best fight song? That's easy for me. Michigan, one of the all-time greatest, also like Notre Dame's and Alabama's, but really, I think Michigan is the best. But apparently, the folks in Ann Arbor don't agree.
What?
I ran across this story. The Victors is one of the greatest fight songs in college football. Apparently, a group of students in Ann Arbor don't agree. They want to create a second fight song, and they're waiting for an approval from the school to do it.
Who has 2 fight songs?
Well, listen to this. Reportedly, rapper and producer David Banner has agreed to produce the song if the proposal is approved.
Huh? A rapper? Get serious, buddy. While they're at it, why don't they just get rid of the iconic Michigan helmet, too?
Yeah, also could cancel the series at Ohio State and replace the maize and blue with the magenta and fuchsia.
I got a good name for their new song, The Losers.
Sounds like it to me. Also, Tom, time to look at our college football notes. Speaking of Michigan, it seems Jameis Winston, remember him, took a trip to Michigan and was blown away by the facilities he saw. His exact quote, "These guys don't know how blessed they are to have this kind of facility. I mean, Florida State, we're a very prestigious school, but we have nice stuff. We don't have this. I'm sorry, I love Florida State. Go Noles till the day I die, but there's so much more advanced here than us."
Jameis. Haven't you caused enough trouble in Tallahassee?
Wreaked havoc.
One more note, buddy. Looks like the head ball coach is skinnying up his roster in Columbia.
Yeah, some players are leaving, I understand, and we'll talk to him next week about that. There's going to be a bunch of new faces in Gamecock uniforms next year, but you know what's not a new face? Or at least a new voice?
Yeah, that'd be Terry Bradshaw. I'm right on that.
Absolutely you are. Here's a little bit of Bradshaw Gold. This is a classic. The day Terry and country music star Mel Tillis relived a humorous moment that happened during the filming of of Cannonball Run?
I remember Mel Tillis. Yeah, remember Mel Tillis?
You just get broken up thinking about it.
Yeah, I do. It's so funny. Mel Tillis, is known for his stuttering. He had rehearsed for 3 days just for these 3 lines.
Terry picks up the story from there.
Mel says, let's go to the ranch and rehearse for our big opening scene tomorrow. I said, all right. His wife's going to cook the dinner, and we'll pull some chairs up, pretend like we're in the car, and we'll do. Mel had lines. I didn't have any lines other than okay. So we pull the chairs side by side. I'm practicing driving my race car. Mel's over there. Well, Hoss. And there's a cop chasing us. Hey, he's hot on our ass. Hey, we got to get rid of this guy. Hey, I know where we can hide. Quick, turn in here by the hotel. We'll hide out back. And so we did it. He had it down perfect. We get on the plane. He had a little Beechcraft C90 or 200 called the Stuttering One.
It was A100.
Okay, A100. So we get on the A100 Stuttering One. Back down to Atlanta, they pick us up. We get in the makeup wardrobe. They put us in the race car. They hooked the camera truck up. The director, Hal Needham, sitting on the back of the truck. They stopped all the morning traffic in Atlanta. Tillis has got his lines down perfect. Cops chasing, action. Down the highway we go. Mel goes, hey, that pop's hot on our ass. We got to get rid of him. Quick, I know where we can hide. Turn in up here and we'll hide in behind this cheap hotel. Boom, we pull in. I looked at Mel. Mel looked at me, and I went, wow, that was perfect. He was so proud of himself. I was proud for him, not one stutter. All right, here comes Needham off the director's truck. Taps on Mel's window. Mel rolls the window down, waiting for a way to go. Fantastic. You are an amazing actor. Needham goes, hey, Tillis, I can get any two-bit actor in Hollywood to deliver those lines. I brought your ass in here to stutter. And if you don't start stuttering, I'm going to replace you. Well, that's Florida. Where they drive us back. 5 hours.
Burt Reynolds did the same thing to me in a WW and the Dixie Dance Kings. He said, I brought you in here to stutter. I said, hell, I don't stutter. I'm trying to quit.
Yeah, that story always cracks us up.
It does.
All right, TB, we'll catch you later in the final segment with your mailbag. Up next, the most famous sports drink in the world was discovered right there in Gainesville, Florida, 50 years ago. And we talked with a guy who wrote the first story about Gatorade and recently produced an ESPN special called Sweat Solution. Next on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
Back with more Southern Pigskin Tonight in a moment on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years.
Where did you sit when the dust settled?
Richard Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall.
Where did you sit when the tempers flared?
And now it appears we may have a fist fight. Drivers and helmets.
Or when standing ovation took on a whole new meaning?
All the pit crews out on pit lane to salute Dale Earnhardt, who is...
Well, from where we sit, this Daytona 500 is the chance of a lifetime. Because this is your final opportunity to experience the great American race from some of the classic seats that have witnessed some of the most famous moments in racing history. And it's your first chance to say hello to the future in all new grandstands where fans will bear witness to all the legendary moments yet to come. So where will you sit this February 22nd? Don't miss your one and only chance to experience Daytona at a unique moment in history. The Daytona 500, Sunday, February 22nd. To guarantee your seats, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit Daytona500.com.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
My name is Bo Briggs. I'm a sixth-generation Ocala, and I practice law with my father at the Briggs Law Firm. Over the years, we've seen many changes to Ocala and many changes in our profession. What has not changed is our commitment to our clients. You will speak with and get to know your attorney. That will never change. A lawyer will personally handle your case, not a paralegal. So if you've been injured in an accident and would appreciate personal attention, you can reach us at 671-4600 or learn more at thebriggslawfirm.com.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
This is the 50th anniversary of Gatorade, revolutionary sports drink invented at University of Florida by Dr. Robert Cade. A friend of mine, former New York Times sports editor Neil Amder, wrote the first story about it when he was a Cub reporter for the Miami Herald in 1966. Just recently, we caught up with Neil, who co-produced an ESPN special about Gatorade.
There's such a great history to the story that people don't know, and I think the fact that Gatorade is such a predominantly active voice in sports today as an electrolyte drink, and the whole history of it is pretty remarkable.
Saw several tweets about it. People saying one person, they saw it on 30 for 30. I said, I don't believe it's on 30 for 30, but someone has seen it.
It is. It's a 30 for 30 short.
Okay, short.
But it's on. That's correct. And I think ESPN was when we approached them with the idea, they were initially discussing the question of whether it would go for a full hour or whether we would do it as a 30 for 30 short. And because they were not commissioning any longer pieces, we decided to go forward with this because this is the 50th anniversary of Gatorade, and we thought that rather than wait for something that timing might be available, let's go forward. And so well back last August is after they had commissioned it, we got together and brought in all of not all, but a great deal of the former players who were the original guinea pigs in the experiment in 1965 at the University of Florida with Dr. Cade, and put it together, and the players were just so excited and really to be a part of the project because there's so many good memories for them.
Yeah, let's talk for a minute about how you got the story originally. And you were a reporter for the Miami Herald, and you ran across the story, and there's this nerdy professor / doctor, physician, renal medicine at University of Florida who tinkered around in his laboratory, who turns out to have been, according to the piece that I saw, quite a Renaissance man because he loved to restore old Studebakers and play viola and violin. That he came up with a solution because they found out that the University of Florida having so many problems with cramping and getting ill from heat prostration. And I believe the story was that weekend when they approached the team, Dwayne Douglas told him there were 20 players in the hospital or infirmary because they had heat prostration. Is that correct?
That's exactly right, buddy. And it's funny how history begins and how these stories develop, as Dr. Cade's daughter, Phoebe Cade Miles, has recounted in the film. And this was 1965, in the summer of it, when the players are coming back at Florida in August. It's heat, it's humidity. And I think what happened was there was a concern that players were not really getting the kind of treatment. And remember, this is in a period in sports medicine when one of the theories, water deprivation, was, for example, a very popular notion among a lot of coaches, not necessarily in Florida, but in general. There were coaches who preached that theory because it was going to make tougher, leaner, meaner kind of players. And so depriving players of water was a way of saying, well, let's see how tough you are, and therefore you'll play better. It did not work out that way in many places, and in Florida, with the heat problems that they had, I think as players were going down, losing 20 pounds and just in one workout, I think that's when the Dr. Cade was approached by Dwayne Douglas, who said to him, what are we going to do about this? And Dr. Cade was a man of real vision, someone who think and talked about athletes as artists was something that he told his daughter. And I think when you think in that kind of terms as a visionary, you start to think about ways and means, and that's what they did. They bottled the sweat of the athletes. They literally brought out these suits and then gloves and took the sweat to determine what were the components in the mix. And after they found out, that's when they decided to try to create some type of drink. And all of this was done, buddy, interestingly enough, with the approval of Ray Graves, who was the coach, as long as they were working with the freshmen, because the freshmen were not eligible at the time to play varsity football. So you had Larry Smith, you had Jim Yarborough, you had George Dean, you had Chip Hinton, you had Larry Rentz. All of these guys were freshmen at the time, a real promising class in 1965 that they had recruited. These guys were all undergoing these experiments. Remember, Yarborough, a big from Arcadia, I believe, 6'5", 260 pounds. At that time, those were big guys. Today, that may not be so big, but in those days, those were big guys. And when they found out that actually they were able to replenish these fluids that they were losing, and then the freshmen beat the B team in a game in what they used to call the toilet bowl at the time, as a major scrimmage, that's when the scientists thought they had something that was going to be really special. Right. Not necessarily for mass production as it is today, but to help athletes replenish their fluids. And then, as it turned out, buddy, which we have in the film, they took that same theory and used it as an experiment with some of the children, newborn babies at Shands Hospital in Gainesville, who were dehydrated and severely dehydrated as well. So history was at a real making point, and I was a part of it. To answer your original question, I didn't really get wind of this until I was covering Florida in 1966 for the Herald. The Gators had that great team that year. They were winning in come-from-behind victories, and they were 7-0 going into a game at the University of Georgia. And as I was covering the team, coaches would comment about the Gator comebacks. Now, they had Steve Spurrier, for sure, as a great quarterback, so they had a come-from-behind type team there. But some of the players, and I think when Florida State lost, I think Bill Peterson was one of the early people who had heard something about the Gators drinking this fluid that maybe was giving them some kind of a rebound effect. And that's when I was able to, on a weekend, this was early in November, that I was 1966, that I was able to approach Dr. Cade and called him about the fact of what had been developed. And he gave me the kind of license to go forward with the story after checking with Coach Graves at the time. And I wrote the story for the Herald on November the 20th, 1966. Yep. And, of course, after that, it just kind of, the curiosity took off. Ironically, of course, the weekend that they didn't have Gatorade, buddy, against Georgia, it has grown legend about whether somebody hijacked the trucks.
And that brings me to this point, Neil. Excuse me if I interrupt you. I want to get to this real quick for out of time. Is we now have history documented, but we have some myth mixed in there as well. And there's the fact that whether or not the Gatorade worked great or not, it certainly helped the body. It kept them from getting tired and having heat prostration. But there was also the middle edge it gave them. They thought it was some magical elixir. So when they didn't get it for the Georgia game, and there's all kind of stories about that. There's stories about, well, did Georgia hijack the truck and all that stuff. So it's hard to distinguish between myth and fact in that regard. But that was part of the story. The fact is that they came out and lost to Georgia and that day, and they had a history in that season of winning late. Some of that due to Steve Spurrier, by the way, and some of that due perhaps as the conditioning and the ability to play in the heat. eat. So that's all nicely packaged in there. Let me touch on a couple of points real fast before we run out of time on this. I want to get back to you on this. Talk about Dr. Cade and the unique personality he was, sort of a nerd. I talked to Chris Patrick, who was a trainer later on, and got to know him. And he said Dr. Cade used to mix his stuff up in batches in a bathtub. He said, I remember the day that they hauled the bathtub out in the renovations of the old Florida gym. He said, I remember thinking that's a piece of history. That should go in the Smithsonian Institution. So he was a different kind of guy. And did he wind up making significant dollars on that? And I know University of Florida, according to your piece, Sweat Solutions by Amder Productions, has gotten like $200 million from Gatorade. Is that correct?
They have, and I think Dr. Cade and the other physicians who were involved, the researchers, there were 3 other gentlemen who were working with Dr. Cade at the time, who are still alive and who agreed to come back and talk to us about the experiment that they went through with him, are also alive. There is a Gatorade Trust that was set up, which they have been receiving royalties for and have probably done quite well for helping their families over the years. In Dr. Cade's case, I would say that, yes, he probably did very well with it. I mean, this was a man who collected Studebakers and who probably had 50 or 60 Studebakers in his farm up in outside of Gainesville there that he did. He just loved Studebakers. He loved the viol, as you pointed out, the violin, and was really a remarkable Renaissance man. And maybe it takes, buddy, those kind of individuals, as we've seen with the Imitation Game with Alan Turing, who broke the Nazi Enigma code, and that's a film. Dr. Cade was that kind of remarkable man who not only was a runner in college, but a visionary who thought about things like the hydraulic football helmet that he created, that maybe if they had listened to Dr. Cade way back, this whole area of concussions
might have been
would
different.
Have really been so, because he developed that. He was early in the game, buddy, on carbohydrate loading of pasta. The Gators, after they started with the success of Gatorade, he made up a potion that was more like pancake batter, and they substituted that for steaks on game day because he found that was more useful. And in fact, marathon runners now have been pasta loading for years as a factor in that. And so I think that he was someone that just was very special. I grew very fond of him, and I think that Florida was lucky to have had him.
Pleasingly eccentric and brilliant. And just one more question on the subject. It's called Sweat Solution. You can get it on Grantland.com. It's a fascinating story, well presented. Give me the highlight of what you learned in your research in about 30 seconds.
I learned that this was a very special group of athletes who came together in the 60s in that period for Florida. Men that are very successful today, like Gene Peake and Jacksonville lawyer Larry Smith, who's a lawyer. They were special guys. They had a special time and place with a man like Dr. Cade, and you put all this together, and I think that's how history is achieved. And I think Florida was lucky because in today's time and place, buddy, you can't do this today in the NCAA with the regulations they have. But Coach Graves was willing to go for it. He's still alive and still remembers those occasions when he was working with Dr. Cade.
And it's in the show. You have him on the show. I noticed.
Yeah, and I just feel I was fortunate to be a part of it, and that's why I think the 50th anniversary of Gatorade gave us the opportunity to bring all this together and make it so that people will really understand when they take that drink before they go for a run or they go to play tennis or something. They'll feel like there's a real special history to all this. Absolutely. And let's face it, Gatorade today, buddy, is the 5th largest drink in terms of carbonated beverages, and that's a very special place to be.
Indeed, very special. The jury's still out on whether Gatorade was actually hijacked by Georgia, but Steve Spurrier says he doesn't remember it that way. Still to come. Next segment, a couple of Toms and myself gather around the football roundtable.
Back with more Southern Pigskin tonight in a moment on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
The next drink is on Dave Del Rio at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Just ask him for it. But don't wait. Show up soon because this offer isn't going to last very long. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill will be filling up fast because their friends from the north are headed back that way soon. The good news is that seating is now available and Dave's buying the first drink. If you've been hearing about the crowded Eat and Speed Sandbar and Grill and couldn't get in, now you can see firsthand what your friends have been talking about. Great food. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Floresiana menu. Great location. Check out those gorgeous sunsets over Lake Weir. Great people. Starting with Chef Dave Del Rio, who began his career in 1978. This spicy guy has been instrumental in opening over 100 restaurants. And he's buying you a drink. Eat and Speed Sandbar and Grill, where there's little or no waiting these days. Come see what started out as Jay Eaton's dream almost 90 years ago. It's more awesome than ever. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name. Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Time now for the Football Roundtable. If I had only one sport to watch the rest of my life, it would be football. Football was the love of my life as a kid growing up, and dreams above all dreams were, for me, this Ocala boy, to someday play college football for the Florida Gators, of course. The best I could ever do was to play quarterback for the Ocala Wildcats. Offered a walk-on opportunity at Troy State, as it was called back then. Couldn't get my teammates to go with me, but couldn't afford the gas money either, and gave up my football dreams to walk on as a baseball pitcher for the University of Florida baseball team. Won a freshman letter and then quit. Luckily, I got to see plenty of football for the next 40 years as a sports writer and sportscaster, and it has been a dream. Today on the Football Roundtable, Tom Schmitz and I welcome in our friend Tom James as a third party to, yes, kick around that very subject. Tom's a former NBC2 sports anchor in Southwest Florida, newspaper sports writer, current voice of Florida Gulf Coast University for internet casts and some ESPN free games. He's known around these parts as a play-by-play man for College of Central Florida basketball and Marion County High School football. Tom Schmitz, of course, is the former Georgia Southern football player who has seemed to grow in stature in his own eyes every year since we first started talking about this on the radio together 4 years ago. Gentlemen, let's start out today by talking about boyhood dreams, the teams and the players And Tom James, you go first.
Yeah, well, thank you, buddy. My boyhood dreams in terms athletically was the first guy that I looked up to was Charles White, the 1979 Heisman Trophy winner at USC. He made me, as a little guy, want to be a running back. The way he dove over the top for those touchdowns and won the Heisman and all that stuff, and watching those guys on TV from across the country, that was the guy that I wanted to be like as a little kid in the realm of football.
He did dive a few. He carried it about 45 times a game, too, as I remember.
Oh, he was a workhorse out there, yeah.
I still haven't figured out quite how you became a USC fan. You told this story a number of times. It doesn't stick to me. You lived in Ocala, Florida. You watched the Wildcats play.
Yeah, the Forest Wildcats football team, when I was a little kid, that's where I wanted to go to high school and ultimately did. But there were two guys when I was little that played for the Cats. The first guy was the quarterback, Tyrone Young. He was Mr. Do Everything for Forest. He was a dual threat quarterback before that term was used frequently in the game of football. But Tyrone Young, for little kids growing up in Ocala, especially the ones that liked Forest High, he was the guy that we all looked up to.
Tyrone, by the way, went on to play college and professional football.
He did.
As a receiver. All right, so those are your experiences. Now, what about your pro team?
Well, that would be the 49ers. And watching,
of course, everything to San Francisco. Tom Schmitz is throwing up his hands again.
I know. But as a little kid watching Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and all those guys, Tom Rathman and the guys for the Niners, Brent Jones and Roger Craig, and I mean they were the team to me that as a little guy, pro-wise,
Bill Walsh,
and the way they ran that offense, the pro style offense, West Coast offense. Yeah. I mean that was where that was the birth was given to that by those 49ers teams, and that captured my imagination. No
Oddly
question.
enough, about the 49ers, here's a little anecdote for you. When Steve Spurrier graduated and was drafted in the first round, he went to the 49ers. In the first round, they already had a guy named Brody out there, and they had a guy named had a second guy named George Amira, who was a great player for the University of Miami. They had three quarterbacks. Spurrier never really played till his 8th or 9th year, but he was a punter. And did punt, and ended up playing played a playoff game, and when Brody got hurt, actually Spurrier stepped in and got him to the playoffs, but didn't ever get a chance to play once Brody came back. It was told me by a local person that John Brody told him once on a plane flight that Steve Spurrier on the sideline with a clipboard helping Brody call plays, and this is Brody's words, extended my career several years.
Wow, and probably saw down the line into the crystal ball that he could maybe be a great coach
I don't know if you saw it or not, because I don't think Steve knew it. Steve never knew that until they got out, got cut, and went to a game one day in Gainesville and said, maybe I could do this, He wasn't thinking about coaching.
Well, I think it worked out okay.
Worked out fairly good, I'd say. I'm going to see the ball coach here soon. So, all right, so that was it. And anybody particular in terms of a college player other around here that you knew that you followed the Gators? You had to.
I did follow the Gators. Chris Collinsworth as a wide receiver. It goes back to the 1979 Gators team that actually went 0-10-1. Charlie Pell was the coach, and Chris Collinsworth was the cool wide receiver that was doing so well.
Brantley playing for him too.
And there were some Brantleys up there too at that time, who of course went to Forest High previous to that and won us a couple state titles. So those were the first guys that I remember as Gators.
So basically all California and all San Francisco, except a little bit of Wildcats and Gators, right?
Well, in your own backyard, you can't get away from it, right?
I know Tom Schmitz had some visions and dreams, and was able to, unlike us, realize his by getting a chance to go and become the manager. I'm sorry, the play
pretty much.
George's the water boy. As the wedge, but no, Tom played was a linebacker in Jacksonville, and had a really good high school career. Played at Georgia Southern. I think by now he's all world. I believe he became last week.
Well, yes.
Graduates every year. Tom, what was your dream?
Growing up as a boy, baseball and football were neck and neck in my dreams, but football took the lead in 1974 because my dreams were shaped on things that I could do with my father. Like most boys, but my father, who suffered from a hernia, and back then they didn't have hernia with major surgery, my father couldn't play sports with me, so our sports were shaped on what we were able to watch. And the first time I was invited into the big room with the grown men to watch the Super Bowl, that's what formed the basis of my football love. And that was This isn't because he's part of this show or anything, but the 1974-75 Pittsburgh Steelers that beat the Minnesota Vikings 16-6. And that's the first time I realized that my dad knew more about football than my uncle, because my uncle had to hand my dad some cash after the game. That was what shaped me, but it wasn't because of Terry Bradshaw. It wasn't because of Lynn Swann, Franco Harris, John Stallworth. I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be on the mean side of the football. I wanted to be over there where Jack Ham and Jack Lambert ruled the roost, where Mean Joe Green, Dwight White, L.C. Greenwood, where those guys wreaked havoc. It was something to watch, Mel Blount come across the middle and try to decapitate somebody. I thought that was great. So my first recollection of football, when I fell in love with it, I was a 9 years old, 9 years old, watching the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Minnesota Vikings in the Super Bowl. Now, college-wise, it wasn't until 1977 that I got bit by the college bug. First Florida-Georgia game. The score was 22-17. Florida beat Georgia in Jacksonville, and it was my first Florida-Georgia game ever. And there was a guy on that team that I decided the position I wanted to play watching that football game that day, and it's an Ocala native. I decided I was going to be a linebacker after watching Scott Brantley play in 1977 for the Florida Gators against the Georgia Bulldogs. So growing up, I knew I was going to play football. I knew I was going to play on the defensive side of the football, and it had a lot to do with the defenses of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the early 70s and of Scott Brantley wreaking havoc at Florida Field and other places as a linebacker at the University of Florida.
All right, well said. And by the way, in your earliest memories of just seeing football games and being attracted to some player for some unknown reason, you just mentioned one there. Getting back to that, or even someone on the high school team that you met as a kid and watched and admired. I had several for myself. There was a guy named Jim Stellaganis who played for the Wildcats. Stellaganis was like my boyhood hero when I was 8 or 9 years old. Plus, he would teach me how to throw a football and a baseball. But in college, the first time I went to a Gator game, there was a quarterback nobody ever heard of but me, named Bobby Lance. I loved the way he looked in his uniform. He had those cool low cuts. Remember, back in the day, they were all high tops. And these were low cuts with the long white socks and even the white laces. Whoa. So I couldn't wait to high school when I got a chance to whip out my low cuts with my white socks and my white shoelaces. If you've got one to throw in there and add to that list of people that you remember as an early age, or your earliest memory of a guy or a player, that you can throw it out now.
That was easy for me. 1972, I watched a movie that to this day is still one of my top 3 movies of all time. Made for television, Brian's Song. I thought Gale Sayers was the be-all, end-all. Never got to see him play, but after watching the movie Brian's Song, Billy D. Williams portraying Gale Sayers, I was everything Gale Sayers as a little kid of 5, 6, 7 years old. Until I understood football, I thought football was the movie Brian's Song.
It had a profound impact on your career because you tried to run like him.
Yeah.
You're still trying.
I ran like Brian Piccolo.
A couple of players for me in my very, very first memories of even seeing football. 2 instances. One would be Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett and Tony Hill, the quarterback, running back, and one of the wide receivers for those early Dallas Cowboys teams. One other moment that I remember from really early on was I remember sitting in front of the TV watching this guy playing what was his last football game, and he was playing for the 49ers, and the entire crowd that day, every time he carried the ball, just kept yelling, "Juice. Juice, juice," and it was O.J. Simpson, his very last game as a Niner.
Yeah, what a great player he was.
Oh,
fantastic. Yeah. Coming up next, a few notes to update you on college football, and we'll take a look at Terry Bradshaw's mailbag on Southern Pigskin tonight.
Back with more Southern Pigskin tonight in a moment on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant. Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Renstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Renstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. Traditional help for truly injured. We trademark registered this belief years ago as our description of our practice at the Briggs Law Firm. By traditional help, we mean that clients actually meet with a partner in the firm who will personally handle their case, not a paralegal. Well, what about truly injured? We limit our practice to injury claims having merit with clients who indeed have been injured. So if you or a loved one have been truly injured, compare our credentials at the Briggs Law Firm.com or call us at 671-4600.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Hello, I'm Tom Schmitz, here to tell you about Ocus, a great resource for any business and a proud partner of the CEP. Ocus offers your business radically new technology called Next Generation Websites. Sites that do not wear out, they automatically adapt to new technology like smartphones, tablets, and the next big thing. Why pay for technology that starts becoming obsolete the moment you buy it? With Ocus, there is so much more. Built into the Ocus platform is an unmatched array of business solutions adaptable to any business. Ocus is a superb example that cutting-edge technology can grow and prosper in Marion County. And I should know because they handle my website, ktforfun.com. Ocus has assisted numerous companies in Marion County that have succeeded online. You can learn more by visiting them online at ocus.com. That's OCOOS.com. Or drop by their downtown Ocala location at 116 South Magnolia Avenue. Find out how Ocus can provide your business with everything you need to succeed online.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin.
How do we evaluate recruiting classes? I've always said you can't tell till 4 years later, Tom, and that's exactly what Sports Illustrated did in a recent story. SI outlined what it looks like since the class of 2012 finished up and how the recruits impacted their program. According to SI, the class of 2012 was odd. Several teams got huge contributions from their 2012 signees. They're at the top of the list. But beyond number 5, the writers struggled to find 2012 classes that made major contributions on successful teams. Either they produced a ton of starters on a mediocre squad or a few key players on a successful one. We'll go ahead and tell you that Florida State finished number 1 on this list, but next week we'll drill down and discuss this in depth with Derek Tyson of ESPN.
One more recruiting note, buddy. 2 prospects from South Florida have already committed to Florida for the 2016 season. Voshan or Vosane Joseph, however you say it, is a 3-star linebacker prospect who plays at Miami Norland High. Eric Mitchell is also a 3-star defensive end prospect who attends Miami Central High.
There you go. Sounds like Randy Shannon's having an impact in South Florida, Tom. Let's take a look at 2015 schedules. You know, you wonder who has the toughest schedule. You always have those kind of arguments. And Bleacher Report did a story breaking down the toughest 27 schedules for 2015. Out of the top 14, how many do you think were SEC schools, Tom?
Probably 6, 7.
You're close. You're close. There are actually 8 of the 14. But you might be a little surprised at the list. Of course, when you're struggling, all the games are tough, and you look at Florida, last year 7-6, they're ranked at number 14. South Carolina, 7-6, they're ranked 13. Texas is ranked second, 6-7. Charlie Strong has a tough schedule ahead.
Well, but I would think, though, the top 10 has to be littered with SEC schools.
One would think so. You want to hear the top 5?
Yeah.
All right. Number 5 is Auburn. Not really surprising, but listen to this. Number 4, Stanford.
What?
Number 3, Virginia.
Is this the basketball schedule?
Number 2, as we said, is Texas. And as you might guess, Alabama has the toughest schedule in the season next year, according to the Bleacher Report story.
Well, Nick Saban always plays a tough schedule, buddy.
He's going to have to earn his money this year.
I think he earns his money every year. That's why Alabama's a perennial number 1.
And quite a bit of money it is. Here's a story that's intriguing. TCU coach Gary Patterson, he wants to change the playoff, but he doesn't want his conference to have a playoff game. He said he wants college football playoff to expand to 16. Patterson's comments came after TCU missed the inaugural college football playoff after falling from number 3 to number 6. He says each of the power conference champions should receive an automatic bid, and then one at-large team should be selected. Listen to this. The caveat of this, conferences would have to eliminate their championship games to keep the current schedule. In place of the championship games, number 3 seed will play number 6, number 4 seed will play number 5 on the first weekend of December, while the rest of the schedule will remain after New Year's.
Of course he does.
Next week, we feature head ball coach Steve Spurrier of South Carolina with a sit-down, one-on-one interview from his house in Columbia. We take a closer look at the reevaluation of the 2012 recruiting class with Derek Tyson of ESPN. Time now to open up the Hey Terry Bradshaw at gmail.com mailbag and see what the fans are asking, Terry. Terry, you ready for some questions?
All right.
All right, number 1. I heard you became friends with several movie stars, Ernest Borgnine, Burt Reynolds, and Clint Eastwood. Is this true? And who is your all-time favorite movie star?
This is true. I'm Burt Reynolds would be the closest thing to a friend. Clint Eastwood, I had the pleasure of spending a few minutes with and talking to. Extremely nice guy. Ernest Borgnine, I ended up watching a pilot that Mel Tillis and I had done for NBC. Couldn't have been nicer. And I mean, buddy, the list goes on. I guess. I mean, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin. I had drinks with Frank Sinatra. I mean, I've met so many of those people. Milton Berle was a buddy of mine. I used to sit down at the grill with in Hollywood and sit there and talk to him about jokes and stuff. I've been blessed to meet so many great people. Roger Moore, the great 007 guy. These are all really cool people, really neat people.
Well, in answer to Shannon's question in Savannah, yeah, he's on those people. Yeah. Here's one. So people about your friends want to know about your show. This comes from Karen in Wildwood, Florida. When you go to the studio in Los Angeles, who do you hang out with between shows?
Jimmy Johnson and I are, I fly out to Los Angeles on Jimmy's jet. He picks me up in Gainesville, Texas, and I fly with him to Los Angeles. And then all day Saturday, he and I watch college football. Mm-hmm. So, and then Sunday night, we watch normally the first half together of the NFL game. So that's pretty easy. Jimmy Johnson.
This is about Howie and Michael. Okay. This comes from Lewis in Brunswick, Georgia. I don't know what he says. If Howie and Michael got into a fight, who would win?
That's easy. Howie.
Really?
Howie used to box. Okay? Howie was a boxer. And Howie has a real attitude. He is a kid that was bouncing around from family to family and kind of a looking over his shoulder, non-trusting guy. Howie wouldn't take anything off of anyone. And he can drop down into that nasty mode. I think Mike's too sweet a guy. I don't think Mike can drop down and be as nasty as
Howie, by the way, grew up in a tough part of Boston.
I think Howie.
He liked to
fight. Yeah.
All right, Howie. All right, so this is a weird question. I don't know. Jimmy's got that nice hair and all that kind of stuff. But this comes from somebody named Wesley in Hayhira, Georgia. Okay? Now, I've never heard this before. This is from Wesley. Is Jimmy Johnson actually bald?
He's got great hair. He is, what is Jimmy, 71? And he's got as much hair as any 14-year-old young man. He's a head full of hair. There's nothing bald about Jimmy Johnson.
You ought to come on the show sometime and wear a Jimmy Johnson wig. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry.
Buddy, you want to hear my donkey holler? Snoop! Hey, Snoop! Holler, I'm on my radio show. Snoop! My donkey just came up. He'll start hollering in a minute. Go ahead, next question.
Terry, it's time. It's time to sing, Terry. You ready to sing tonight?
Me. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep writing those letters and send them in.
It's time for us to say goodnight. On behalf of the guys from 3 and Out, our guests Tom James and Neil Abner, and my broadcast partners Terry Bradshaw and Tom Schmitz, I'm Buddy Martin, betting that the teams that finish outside the top 4 next season will join Gary Patterson in stumping for a 6 or maybe an 8-team playoff. One day soon it'll probably happen. We just can't get enough of playoff football. #down here.
This has been a production of Southern Pigskin Tonight in association with Buddy Martin Media, produced from the studios of WOCA Ocala. This has been Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
The Terry Bradshaw Football Show is brought to you by Eat and Speed Sandbar and Grill. Seating now available. Try their delicious Louisiana style of cooking. By Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood, one of North Central Florida's finest eating establishments. By La Cuisine, in the charming setting of historic Ocala. Imagine yourself in a Parisian bistro. By Prestige Auto Sales of Ocala and Bellevue. Go see why they call Chris Spears the Yes Man. And by Gateway Bank, your new old-fashioned bank and great patron of the community activities.
Man has long dreamed of turning lead into gold. We dreamed of turning gold into platinum. Bud Light Platinum in a sleek cobalt blue bottle, triple filtered, smooth finish, top shelf taste. Make it platinum. Bud Light Platinum. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Platinum Lager, ale in Texas and Oregon. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Join us on Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex. The goal of this festival is not only to provide a great time for families in Ocala, but to also raise funds to build a home for our family and our community and support Habitat for Humanity's mission to strengthen communities, build hope, and provide dignified housing solutions. Remember, Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex, which starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Where did you sit when the dust settled?
Richard Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall.
Where did you sit when the tempers flared?
And now it appears we may have a fist fight. Drivers and helmets.
Or when standing ovation took on a whole new meaning?
All the pit crews out on pit lane to salute Dale Earnhardt, who is...
Well, from where we sit, this Daytona 500 is the chance of a lifetime. Because this is your final opportunity to experience the great American race from some of the classic seats that have witnessed some of the most famous moments in racing history. And it's your first chance to say hello to the future in all new grandstands where fans will bear witness to all the legendary moments yet to come. So where will you sit this February 22nd? Don't miss your one and only chance to experience Daytona at a unique moment in history. The Daytona 500, Sunday, February 22nd. To guarantee your seats, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit Daytona500.com.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites, Ocala Bellevue.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Wall Street ends the week in record territory thanks in part to good news for Greece.
The market soared after Greece and its creditors reached a deal to extend Greece's financial rescue by 4 months. That lifted U.S.-listed shares of Greek banks. The National Bank of Greece up 23%. Fear removed from the market. The VIX index, otherwise known as the fear gauge, plunged to its lowest level this year.
Fox Business Network's Lauren Simonetti. The Dow closed up 155 to end at 18,140. The Nasdaq gained 31. The S&P hit a high note too, jumping 13 to close at 2,110. The State Department warns of consequences of ceasefire violations in Ukraine persist.
We are watching closely. We are talking not only internally, but also with our partners around the world. And if Russia and the separatists fail to implement the agreements, end the violence and halt the flow of fighters, there will be additional costs.
Spokesperson Jen Psaki. Fox News. We report. You decide.
Want to rekindle that flame with the missus? Repeat after me. Honey, I'm going to stock up on motor oil.
Oh, yeah.
Because 5 quarts of Castrol Conventional and a Napa Silver Filter are just $21.99. Trust us, it works. And if it doesn't, which it may not, okay, it won't. $21.99 is still a great deal on oil. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. General states pricing. Sale prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 2/28/15.
What's the secret to great business trips? Choice Hotels, where you'll find everything a business traveler needs, like a generous rewards program. And right now, choose Choice twice for 2 separate trips and get a night at no price. Stay for business at Choice Hotels and book now at choicehotels.com. Great endings begin here. Free night based on an 8,000-point Choice Privileges Reward night at over 1,500 hotels. Valid 2/19/15 through 4/22/15. Requires registration and 2 separate qualifying stays. Other terms and conditions apply. Details at choicehotels.com.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license? At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Ooh, a xylophone. Sounds dreamy.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, Robin. I'm shipping it to the Musical Historical Society.
And you're packing it like that?
What, this won't work?
Why don't you take it to the Personal Service Center at the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street in Ocala? Just look for the yellow signs.
Great idea. That'll save me a lot of time.
The passing of time.
Personal Service Center makes sending packages easy.
And quick, call 789-6683.
For the Personal Service Center.
Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine. As primary care physicians, we use acupuncture to treat back pain, arthritis, migraines, allergies, high blood pressure, thyroid disorders, hormone imbalances, stress, and more using all natural medical therapies. We treat the source of your problems, not just your symptoms. For more information, go to abetteryouhealthcare.com or call today to set up your appointment. 352-615-5566.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hi, Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source. WOCA.
Saving America big money, one listener at a time. Get ready to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. This is Clark Howard.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, all about your empowerment with knowledge so you can keep more of what you make. Coming up in just 20 minutes, you get the pitch when you go to buy a new or used car about you buying a vehicle warranty or extended service contract. I have a special warning for you in today's Clarkrageous moment. And coming up a half hour from now, if your credit's not the best, you're probably getting a lot more solicitations to get a Visa or MasterCard. Things that may not have been coming in your mailbox for years, now showing up again. There's a warning for you how to pick the right card when your credit's not perfect. Right now, I want to talk about something that is a basic of investing, and it's the idea of diversifying your money. If you go back a few years, I was getting endless calls from people asking me about investing in gold, in silver, in commodities like coal. And people were convinced when they called me, I don't know why they called me other than maybe to have me bless their decisions. People were obsessed with buying any of these commodities, especially the precious metals. And then you could hear a pen drop today on the subject of buying a commodity because there's silence at the thought of doing that. It's weird about the way we are as people. When something is going up and up and up or is a really high price, we think, oh, we got to be in on that. We got to do it. When the reverse happens, like coal is at the lowest price it's been in 6 years. We know silver has lost roughly 2/3 of its value from its peak of a couple of years ago. Gold is way, 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 way down from its peak. And now nobody's interested. The reality, I'm a turtle about how I invest. I also am very widely diversified, meaning my money is spread out many different ways. I'm never someone who's going to bet on the fifth horse in the fourth race. Not my game. On the other hand, commodities are something that can be part of how you invest. They can be a portion. What I've said in the past is having commodities be no more than 10% of what you do is a good percent to be at. And if you're into gold, gold should never be more than 5% of what your money's in, or any precious metal like silver or whatever. But today, remember what I said? I got nobody asking me about any of this stuff today, where a couple of years ago and more, it was a constant drumbeat of questions and calls. The contrarian says when people aren't interested, when values are depressed, that's when you should be looking at getting in. But not all in, methodically. Having like a gold mutual fund, what's known best bought as an exchange traded fund, and I have information about how to buy that on clarkhoward.com, or buying a commodities fund. This is a great time for you to buy a commodities fund. Could commodities go lower from here? Sure they could. But it's part of an overall portfolio and a long-term goal to be well diversified. Not trying to get rich quick, but to become comfortable and perhaps ultimately wealthy or rich, step by step, well diversified, meaning if you just want to buy something simple, buy a total stock market index where you own little pieces of all of American capitalism that's publicly traded, like stocks. You buy a total stock market index, you own little pieces of thousands of American companies. That's diversification. You throw in the commodities fund, diversification plus. You buy a fund that owns stocks internationally, that's diversification plus, plus, plus. You own a bond fund, plus, 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 plus. You get the idea? Very simply, you can create safety financially and long-term financial security for you and your family. Our number, 877-87-CLARK. Lisa's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Lisa, you share that optimism about business and commerce. How come?
Nina and my husband, we thought we could move in this country. So far, so good. So the next move is better to having a small business. And after researches, we found that a gas station is a good business because gas is a need, and attached with the gas pumps, we can have a grocery store, and it's a need. So we can run this business. But the problem is we're not familiar with the opportunities or programs and other stuff to step in this business. We are interested, but we want to have more information.
All right. Well, the first thing I'd say is, have either of you worked in what they call a C-store gas station yet? Convenience store gas station?
No, never.
All right. That would be number one, is both of you need to go work in one, not the same one.
Yeah. My husband he wants to work like 2-3 days a week in the gas station whenever our relatives has, so he can be there and ask questions and involved with the business and see what's going on.
That's fantastic. I mean, that is step number one. Number two, you got to be very careful in the market you choose to go into. There are certain markets now in the United States where the gasoline business is dominated by a very few players that run what are known as pumpers, which are stations that sell huge amounts of gallons of gasoline a day. And when a market gets dominated by these very high volume stations, you'll notice that a lot of the independent gas stations near them close up. And there are certain chains that in the cities they become very big, have made it very difficult for the independents. And I'm going to name some of them. Tulsa would be one, Dallas, Atlanta, Orlando's starting to become one, the Tidewater area of Virginia, just to name a handful, where operators like Sheetz, Wawa, Quick Trip, Racetrack, these operators come in and end up dominating the sale of gasoline in a market. And it's not unusual when a market has one of these operators with a large number of stations that they pump 1 out of every 3 gallons sold in one of those markets. So you have to be careful in where you choose to go into that business, because you need to go into one where you don't have to compete against a very, very high volume operator. But the first thing I think is that that your husband, I think it'd be great if you're going to work in the business that at some point you do it as well, that you work in a convenience store gas station, at least as your husband's looking at doing part-time, to see if it is a business that fits you. What kind of things could go wrong? What are ways that an employee could steal product or money out of the register? How do you prevent that? And by the way, Lisa, the idea of working in a business is something that I believe in for any would-be entrepreneur, that before you buy any business, before you own one, that you work for somebody else first to learn if it's something you want to be in and to learn the ropes of how it actually will operate. But the one other thing, I'm so reluctant to mention this, but I feel like I need to. It is a business that is subject to crime, to armed robbery. And have you and your husband talked about that part of it?
Yes, we talked about it, and we thought it's better to have this gas station wherever we want, in an area to have less crime. We have to communication with the local police, something like that, or security. We just have these things in our mind.
All right. Well, then on that point, what I said up front about competing against the pumpers, the ultra high volume people, if you go into a market that they're in, the stations that you're going to be able to get that are the independents are generally going to be in rough neighborhoods where they choose not to open up their facilities. So you need to, if you want to be in a safer suburban kind of community, you're going to need to go into a market with a gas station where you're not competing against those monstrous operators who run great facilities, great operations, and they haven't gotten to be big and dominating markets because they weren't doing a good job. They are doing a great job. And Lisa, best of luck to both you and your husband. Ann is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Ann.
Hello.
Ann, you have some advice for me, or you want some advice from me?
I have some for you and your listeners.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. That makes you a member of Team Clark.
Recently, you had a gentleman on and was talking about phone cramming, where some people were getting charged for things because they were confronted by a company and they answered yes to some questions, and then they got a bill and they've mounted up on their bills for a while just because they said yes and they didn't know why they got charged for things.
Right.
Basically, we have had that happen to us many times in our small business, and we finally figured it out. Say a company calls and they say, we're just calling to update your prescription. Is this a bum company? You say yes. And they say, is your address this? And you say yes. And they
right.
say,
so they have that recorded, you saying yes, but they ask a different question if you ask for a tape later.
So you get a bill saying that, yes, you've agreed to this. You call them and they, go on and on about how you've agreed to this when you really didn't. You have no clue what they're talking about. So what we've learned over time is when they say, is this ABC company, you say, the name of our company is ABC. You kind of change what they've asked you in a question, and you change the words around so that you never say yes.
That's very smart.
Your address, that is our correct address. You don't say yes to anything. You just take their question and reword
Answer it back as a response specifically to that question.
Correct.
In the form of a sentence.
Right.
Very smart, Ann.
And it won't happen to you again.
And you're saying this as a business owner. Have any of these clowns ever tried to rip you off?
Oh, absolutely. The very first time it happened, which was the only time it happened, it was a prescription service and subscription service, and we got a bill saying, here's your annual rate. And we're like, what? So when we called them, they said that, well, you answered, we called on this and such date at this and such time, and we were told yes to this. And
this is one of those fake yellow pages that ripped you off?
Yes. How did you know?
Well, because I get the calls so much.
Yeah, we do too, but we don't anymore. When they say, they want to do that, we just say, this is the name of the company and we're not interested.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. Small businesses are so often targeted for these things because small businesses may not have people who are checking every bill and end up getting ripped off any of a number of ways. And nobody ever rips you off, I can tell. Good for you. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
All loans subject to OnDeck score approval must be missed since at least 1 year to apply. Every day, more and more small business owners are trusting OnDeck for the quick, hassle-free funding they need.
As restaurant owners, my husband and I simply don't have the time for the tedious processing and long waits when it comes to bank financing. OnDeck's process is quick, easy to understand, and gives us the ability to grow our business.
Our accounting firm was in need of working capital. OnDeck was terrific and came through with the funding we needed within 24 hours.
At OnDeck, we focus on your business operations and not just your credit score, and we can help with true term loans of up to $250,000. Our loan costs and terms are transparent and understandable, and our application process takes as little as 10 minutes. OnDeck is a publicly listed company on the New York Stock Exchange, and we provided $1.7 billion nationwide. So if you're a small business owner who's looking for a trustworthy lender, funding could be available in just one business day. Go to OnDeckLending.com or call 800-251-3638. That's 800-251-3638.
A message from DAV to returning veterans. Thank you for doing your duty and doing our bidding. Thank you for stepping up and not backing down. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way and putting your buddies' lives ahead of your own. Thank you for defending our freedom and displaying your honor. DAV thanks all veterans by fighting to get them the benefits and support they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help. And again, thank you.
Hey neighbor, Ace's 20% off store-wide sale is this Saturday only. So stop by your neighborhood Ace to get 20% off almost anything store-wide that you can fit in your bag. From paint to birdseed to light bulbs. It's our way of saying thanks for being great neighbors. Offer good at participating Ace stores only. Discount applies to the regular price of in-stock merchandise that fits inside one bag. Additional conditions and exclusions apply. See store for details. One bag per customer.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Where did you sit when the dust settled?
Richard Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall.
Where did you sit when the tempers flared?
And now it appears we may have a fist fight. Drivers and helmets.
Or when standing ovation took on a whole new meaning?
All the pit crews out on pit lane to salute Dale Earnhardt, who is...
Well, from where we sit, this Daytona 500 is the chance of a lifetime. Because this is your final opportunity to experience the great American race from some of the classic seats that have witnessed some of the most famous moments in racing history. And it's your first chance to say hello to the future in all new grandstands where fans will bear witness to all the legendary moments yet to come. So where will you sit this February 22nd? Don't miss your one and only chance to experience Daytona at a unique moment in history. The Daytona 500, Sunday, February 22nd. To guarantee your seats, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit Daytona500.com.
On On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be joined by Bern Pareso. She's our medical reporter coming in to talk to us about medical providers in Marion County.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Deborah Dozier-Potter is coming on. She's the daughter of actress Joan Fontaine, and she's a survivor of PTSD. And coming on to speak about her book, Let Buster Lead. It's her discovery of love, PTSD, and self-acceptance.
Tony Memel is an award-winning singer-songwriter, and he'll be on the air speaking about all of his new projects.
And then Matt Gibbs will be answering your questions about your cars, your trucks, and maybe even your riding lawnmower on auto repair with personal care.
Leslie Tain will be on the air. She was twice honored as one of Long Island Business News' top 50 most influential women in business. She'll be speaking about her new book, Life in Debt.
And then Dr. Patricia Bragg is coming on, the First Lady of Natural Health, coming on to speak about stress-relieving exercises. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Here on the Clark Howard Show, one of my goals is to keep you out of harm's way, to keep the money in your wallet with you. That's why we do the Clark-rageous moment.
Scams, rip-offs, outrages. It's a Clark-rageous moment.
Yet another auto warranty company got its hands slapped for selling people warranties that were called comprehensive, bumper-to-bumper coverage, that kind of thing. And what did people end up with? They ended up with something that bought them a piece of paper. I saw on the website mycentraljersey.com about how one of the warranty outfits under the name Direct Buy Auto Warranty was charged with violating New Jersey's Consumer Fraud Act and a number of other acts. They advertised auto warranties that provided the comprehensive coverage, and the coverage they offered was anything but comprehensive or bumper to bumper. People paid huge money and had not much to show for it. Now they're paying restitution, supposedly. We'll see if the money's paid to consumers. Big civil penalty. And this is just one example of many, many, many of the companies that peddle papers saying, and usually through car dealers, where car dealers say, don't buy the GM warranty, don't buy the Ford extended warranty, don't buy one from Honda, don't buy one from Toyota, buy this one. This one's so much better. It covers you so much more. And as has happened over and over again with these independent extended service contract warranty companies, they collect a lot of premiums and then vanish in the middle of the night with promises broken, claims unpaid, and your money absconded with. If you do feel a need to insure the mechanicals of a car after the manufacturer's warranty ends, buy the manufacturer's own warranty coverage. Not something the dealer says, trust me, this is great. It's great for them, huge commissions. But what about you? You want it from the manufacturer. Whatever brand of car you have, you want that manufacturer's own extended warranty. You'll thank me later. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
My bad back loves my Craftmatic.
My bad back loves my Craftmatic bed.
My bad back loves my Craftmatic adjustable bed.
These aren't actors. They're real people who sleep better every night thanks to their Craftmatic adjustable bed. Just call 800-371-9576. That's 800-371-9576 for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call 800-371-9576. That's 800-371-9576.
I'm a mid-century architectural wonder, a house made entirely of glass. So you can imagine my fright when giant pieces of hail started falling from the sky. Did I mention I'm made entirely of glass? Everyone was running here, running there, trying to get out of the house, but what am I to do? I am the house.
Your house can't protect itself. That's why the Geico Insurance Agency helps make it easy to switch and save on homeowners insurance. You could save even more when you combine your homeowners with an existing auto insurance policy. Call Geico.
Your source for the number one sports weekends. Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
WOCA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Wall Street ends the week in record territory thanks in part to good news for Greece.
The market soared after Greece and its creditors reached a deal to extend Greece's financial rescue by 4 months. That lifted U.S.-listed shares of Greek banks. The National Bank of Greece up 23%. Fear removed from the market. The VIX index, otherwise known as the fear gauge, plunged to its lowest level this year.
Fox Business Network's Lauren Simonetti. The Dow closed up 155 to end at 18,140. The Nasdaq gained 31. The S&P hit a high note too, jumping 13 to close at 2,110. The State Department warns of consequences of ceasefire violations in Ukraine persist.
We are watching closely. We are talking not only internally, but also with our partners around the world. And if Russia and the separatists fail to implement the agreements, end the violence and halt the flow of fighters, there will be additional costs.
Spokesperson Jen Psaki. Fox News. We report. You decide.
Want to rekindle that flame with the missus? Repeat after me. Honey, I'm going to stock up on motor oil.
Oh, yeah.
Because 5 quarts of Castrol Conventional and a Napa Silver Filter are just $21.99. Trust us, it works. And if it doesn't, which it may not, okay, it won't. $21.99 is still a great deal on oil. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. General states pricing. Sale prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 2/28/15.
What's the secret to great business trips? Choice Hotels, where you'll find everything a business traveler needs, like a generous rewards program. And right now, choose Choice twice for 2 separate trips and get a night at no price. Stay for business at Choice Hotels and book now at choicehotels.com. Great endings begin here. Free night based on an 8,000-point Choice Privileges Reward night at over 1,500 hotels. Valid 2/19/15 through 4/22/15. Requires registration and 2 separate qualifying stays. Other terms and conditions apply. Details at choicehotels.com.
Tempers flare up in Daytona and the trucks race tonight. I'm Kyle Rickey. Those stories next on NASCAR Today.
Race fans, you know there's nothing like the power, excitement, and sounds of NASCAR. Ever wonder what it would be like to strap yourself in the seat of an authentic NASCAR race car? You can do it at the Richard Petty Driving Experience. Ride along or drive yourself at one of 15 tracks nationwide. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit online at drivepetty.com. Richard Petty Driving Experience. It's authentic NASCAR entertainment. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit drivepetty.com to reserve your experience.
I'm Woody Kane. Join me and spotter for Brad Kozlowski, Joey Meyer, as MRN Motorsports Monday returns Monday, February 9th at noon Eastern, online at mrn.com. Joey and I talk with the race winners and newsmakers each Monday from the NASCAR Camping World Truck, Xfinity, and Sprint Cup Series, plus give you all the latest news and expert analysis. MRN Motorsports Monday returns February 9th at noon Eastern, live exclusively online at mrn.com or listen on demand in the Media Center at mrn.com, iTunes, or Stitcher.
For the second time this week, Denny Hamlin and Danica Patrick tangled in Daytona. This time during the Budweiser Duel qualifying race last night. one day after tangling in practice on Wednesday.
Yeah, I just got close to her, and there was a certain amount of space between us, but it wasn't much, and her cards just, got loose in it and made her spin.
I'm seeing him in my mirror, and he's so tucked up underneath me, so close, and I get being close, but he's then going to my left rear, and it just gets it light, and it spun around.
And the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series will race tonight in Daytona. Motor Racing Network will have live coverage beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern. For more, including the Daytona 500 starting lineup, visit MRN.com and be sure to download our new MRN mobile app for Apple and Android devices. I'm Kyle Rickey. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Racing.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen, wishing you everyone a happy New Year. And to start it off right, you need a hot, juicy, char-grilled bacon cheeseburger, fried drink, and a sundae for just $5. Or try our famous chicken strips or wraps. Nobody offers all this quality and value but Dairy Queen. And this offer's good till 4 p.m. every day at Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where you learn ways to save more and spend less, and don't let anybody ever rip you off. On the web at clarkhoward.com, on Facebook, facebook.com/Clark Howard. I have a special warning for you if your credit is not the best. If your credit score is below 700, we went through years that nobody was interested in extending credit to you in the mainstream market, particularly things like Visas and MasterCards. It wasn't going to happen. And now it's changed, because even if your credit score is really wounded, you're getting solicitations likely for a credit card. The banks have run out of people with really great credit to give credit to. And they're falling all over themselves, offering greater and greater rewards cards to try to get people with really good scores. So a lot of banks are now saying, wait. We need to chase after people whose scores are lower. But I need to tell you, you got to be careful with the offers coming in. Some of them are absolutely fine, true, legit offers. No annual fee, no junk fees, a grace period to pay your balance in full each month. Those are fine. Go for it. Now, if your credit score is not great, though, you're likely to have very high interest rates if you run a balance. The average interest rate in the country is somewhere around 17%. You may be being offered 25%. So you can see how much it's to your advantage to pay the balance in full. But at the same time, people who couldn't get legit credit cards before are now getting them. You may also be receiving offers in the mail for junk. They'll be from a bank offering you a Visa or MasterCard and saying, we believe you deserve a chance, blah, blah, blah. And then without looking at the disclosure of the terms and conditions, you may be walking right into a trap. The trap may involve all kinds of fees that you have to pay for the card, and you absolutely get ripped off in the card. The industry calls them fee harvesters. How do people come up with terms like that? And what they do behind your back is they say, hey, we're going to flatter somebody. We're going to offer them this card. We're going to give them $1,500 limit, but we're going to stack it with $1,000 worth of fees or $1,500 worth of fees. And we're going to eat up their wallet. Yep, there are people that don't know how they look themselves in the mirror each day. But your responsibility, knowing that the sleazoids are there in the banks, is to make sure that an offer you're receiving doesn't have fee harvesting going on, that it is absolutely legit. In any credit card offer, there's a disclosure that has to come with it that discloses the fees. It's simple to read. It's not colorful, but it tells you what you need to know. Take the opportunity to protect yourself. Our number is 877-87-CLARK. Raj is with us. Hello, Raj.
Hi, Clark. How are you?
Great, thank you, Raj. How can I be of service to you?
First of all, Clark, I want to thank you for your service, and I've been a long-time listener but first-time caller.
Well, I'm glad to have you here.
I'm actually trying to book some flight tickets, and I'm wondering if this is the right time to do it. I have some family traveling in May, end of May, to India, to Bangalore, and some other folks are traveling in end of June. We all are coming back in end of July. We will be leaving from Atlanta, and I'm wondering when would be a good time to buy these tickets.
Well, you are too early to buy those tickets, but I've got several things I wanted to say to you. One is, because the stays sounded to me like they're over 30 days, everybody's over 30, right? In terms of 30 days?
Yes. The people living in June, coming back in July might be exactly 30 days. We can maybe reduce it a few days if required.
All right, because here's the thing is that you tend to, with an overseas trip, limit your fare options to a smaller number of airlines to shop when your stay is over 30 days. There's a number of the airlines limit their what they call excursion fares or tourist fares to stays not exceeding 30 days or 1 month, depending on the airline. Some are 45 days. The one big exception of the world's biggest airlines is British Airways, that historically has allowed stays in many cases up to 6 months on their discounted fares. And if you use, for India especially, there are a couple of things. One is, if you've ever used an Indian-owned travel agency, not an Indian-owned agency in India, but one in the United States, many times they will have fares that are preferential, that are what are known as ethnic fares, that will be better than you can buy on the computer or a traditional way or from an airline or anything like that.
Okay.
Do you know anybody who owns an Indian travel agency?
I think, all the while, I've done this like almost every alternate year for many years. I've used the websites, but this time around, I checked up with one of the agencies, and they have given me a quote of $1,500 for the people living in end of May, and end of June, about $2,000. And they are saying that it's the best that they have right now, and they want me to book it, but I wanted to be sure.
Well, go to Mobissimo.com, Mobissimo. This is for any international trip to anywhere in the world from the United States. Mobissimo will give you a sense of what kind of fares are available using traditional channels, booking sites, and then consolidators like the people you would have talked to that are volume wholesale buyers of tickets, that then they choose how much to mark them up. And so you'll get a sense about what that ticket is generally costing from various sources. It's not at all a surprise to me that June would be 30% higher than May departures.
I see.
So
yeah, I have already checked it, and looks like the travel agent's prices are the best. My only question is, should I just ignore it, wait for maybe a month or so more, and then try with the same travel agent again, or should I just...
Well, I'll tell you, I would set up an alert on Kayak. Google and Kayak both now have predictive analysis of fares, and if you get a price signal that says, hey, you should go ahead and hop on this right now, or in lieu of that, set up a fare alert to let you know if there's a meaningful price change, that will give you the point at which you say, hey, I can't wait on this one anymore. I need to go ahead and buy. So $1,500 for the May departures, based on where fares have been lately, is not horrible. $2,000 for June sounds... it's pretty pricey. If it were me, I would wait a bit, but I'm not making up the difference for you on the fare if later I'm wrong on that. But I think you will find that waiting will buy you a better price. Good luck. And let's talk with Ken. Hello, Ken.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Ken, how can I be of service to you?
Thank you for you and your associates taking my call and helping us out.
Certainly.
My mother was involved in an accident.
How is she?
She's getting medical treatment.
Okay.
The vehicle is being totaled by her insurance company, even though she was not at fault. And she's wanting to know if there is a way to not take the first offer that the insurance company is offering.
All right. So educate me. If she was not at fault, did the other party not have insurance?
It is a government party, so it is self-insured.
All right. So if it's government, they, depending on the state, may have sovereign immunity, and that would force you back to your own insurance company.
Okay.
It'd be almost like being hit by an uninsured driver. In many jurisdictions, the elected officials, whatever elected body it is, has to pass a resolution for them to settle with someone past their sovereign immunity shield. So what year car did your mom have?
95.
All right, so it's not going to have an enormous amount of value as a 95.
Correct.
All right, so how have you determined, have you done anything yet to figure out if what's being offered by the insurer is reasonable or not?
I went on Kelley Blue Book and another website.
Maybe Edmunds or NADA?
I think it was NADA.
Okay.
And it seems like they're offering a little bit more than what those are giving for that year of that vehicle.
Then I would say they're making a fair offer. That is a very unusual thing for me to hear, because it's common that insurance companies offer about 70 cents on the dollar and just hope people take it. But you've done the work I would have recommended to you to do, and if they've come back at that being fair market value, what you're being offered, your mom should take that money.
Okay.
And as far as your mom's injuries and the rest, that is a case that the government involved in the accident, the government employee involved in the accident, that's where there may be a point that your mom needs to consider hiring a lawyer to petition for compensation for her expenses and the rest from the local government or state government or whatever entity it is.
Okay.
And just relying on our own insurer is maybe not the best course of action in a circumstance where she is injured. Is she going to make a full and complete recovery?
It's looking that way to me.
Well, I'm very, very happy about that, Ken. Tell your mom I wish her a speedy recovery from her injuries. Dusty's with us. Hello, Dusty. How are you doing?
How about yourself?
Great. Thank you, Dusty. What's going on?
Well, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background on what happened. Late last summer, I started receiving magazines in the mail. I never ordered these magazines. I thought it was kind of weird, so I was like, okay, whatever, free magazines. They had my name on them, my address and everything. And then
the bills started, didn't they?
Exactly. They started coming in, and they were for way more than what 5 magazine subscriptions, in my opinion, would have been. So I said, okay. First, I tried calling them, but I never got an answer. So I would leave messages and say, "Hey, this is must be a mistake. I didn't order these," but they never returned my calls, nor did they answer them. So I wrote them a letter telling them that I didn't order this service. Here's my account number for this Airfingers quote account, but I just kept receiving more and more bills. Well, then the harassing phone calls started.
Oh, so they wouldn't take your phone calls, but they were happy to call you.
Exactly. So the phone calls, they would always come from an area code that was way up north, either by the Canadian border, on this side of the Canadian border, or even in Canada sometimes. And they would always tell me that
most often those calls come from the Buffalo metro area.
That's actually pretty close to where they were.
Okay.
But the calls would always bounce around, the area code that they would be calling from. So, and the bills would always come from a different address.
And were they at any time sending you collection agency notices saying that this is an attempt to collect a debt, or were they just bills for these magazines?
At first it was bills, and then it got to the point where they said that my account has been reviewed for special attention, and it's going to their in-house collections department. And yesterday I received one in the mail saying that if payment isn't received by their office within 5 days, then they were going to consider other means. This is a legitimate bill, blah, 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 blah. I did a little research on this company, and turns out there are hundreds of entries on numerous websites complaining about this company's activities.
Do you see them on ripoffreport.com?
That was one of the websites. Yeah. There was a couple of consumer watchdog websites that I also went to.
Right.
But yeah,
Well, the most important thing is you are taking the right position that no matter what, you're not going to allow a bunch of criminals to steal your money.
Right.
And this is a terrible problem in the magazine business because magazine publishers are desperate for new subscribers, and they'll enter into these deals with hoodlums that will sign people up for magazines at far greater than the money the magazine publisher actually gets, and then they try to intimidate people into paying bills that are not theirs. Mm-hmm. And you are doing the right thing. If you ever get a true collection agency letter, write them back by certified mail that this is not a valid debt, and keep your records on this for years and years to come. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost you thousands. But with the PMI Advantage from Quicken Loans, you may never have to pay those expensive monthly mortgage insurance premiums again. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I'm excited to tell you that the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage is our lender-paid mortgage insurance program. You see, we pay the PMI so you don't have to. Make the smart call and talk to one of our home loan experts today at 800-QUICKEN. You'll learn how the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage can give you more options, more flexibility, and may save you thousands when you refinance. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. To learn more, call us at 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit us at QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Would you wait several days for your shower to get hot? Would you wait several days to feel the full effect of relief from your nasal congestion? Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray could take that long. But if you're congested now and you want powerful relief now, use Afrin No Drip. Afrin starts working in seconds and keeps working for 12 hours. So why wait several days to feel the full effect? When you can start to get relief in seconds with Afrin. Afrin, powerful congestion relief without the wait. Use as directed.
The smarter way to manage business expenses, presented by Concur.
After my conference, I checked out of the hotel and the bill was automatically added to my expense report. Then I hopped into a taxi. I snapped a photo of the receipt using Concur, and bam, there it was on my expense report. Then I used my corporate card to buy the client's lunch. Another charge added to my expense report.
Expense reports that write themselves. Just one of the many ways Concur helps manage your company's spend so you can focus on the big picture. Take a free test drive today at tryconcur.com.
Join us on Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex. The goal of this festival is not only to provide a great time for families in Ocala, but to also raise funds to build a home for our family and our community and support Habitat for Humanity's mission to strengthen communities, build hope, and provide dignified housing solutions. Remember, Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex, which starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
WOCA.
Our number is 877-87-CLARK. Leonard is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Leonard.
Hey, Howard. How are you?
Great, thank you. You have